Kesha Cakes. It seems you're asking about the origin of the devil gene in the Mishima bloodline, which is a part of the storyline of a popular video game series called Tekken.
Boom, boom. Okay. Ah! What? Oh, yeah, you're asking for it now, Frieza. Oh, never mind. I'm asking for it, apparently. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yes. What's that? Ah!
Unborn children.
No,
Not a guy's skull.
Oh, my God.
Alright, I totally missed that.
Here's Connor's
Oh,
worst
my
nightmare.
God. Let's go.
Oh, hey there, bro.
You scared the shit out of me.
Oh, man. You having a workout? Hey, can I cut in?
Holy. Holy. I was taking a sip of water and I almost spat it out everywhere.
Hello, adventurers. What can I do?
I don't like him. He's an elf, I don't like him.
Goodbye.
Your beer tastes better.
Yeah.
Your fear is terrible, and that's being polite about it.
What? I've never had any complaints about the beer before. Maybe your palate is not defined.
Well, I do live in the woods.
Your fear is terrible, and that's
Yeah.
being polite about it.
What?
Oh no.
I've never had any complaints about
Why
the beer
is
before.
this an option?
Your fear is terrible, and that's being polite about it.
What? What?
Hey everyone, happy Saturday! I'm back, and once again, joined by my ever-so-lovely fiancé, Aubin here. And that's right, chat, we're playing a new game today, a game I have almost no knowledge of, which is always a joy for me. We're playing a little game called Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. And to my knowledge, this is a game heavily inspired by the Ace Attorney series. It seems to very much just be an Ace Attorney game, but the premise is essentially we're in a magical land, and we're going to be learning about the laws of how magic works in this world and trying to solve mysteries based around that. Sounded pretty interesting, and it came with a high recommendation from my good buddy Sickle here. And I thought this would be a perfect game for me to stream with Aubin, because Aubin, chat, he loves the Ace Attorney series. He's a huge fan of it, and I couldn't think of a better person to play him with. Hello, honey. Thank you for joining me.
I couldn't turn down the opportunity to solve some cases.
Aubin loves solving cases.
I'll even make cases to solve them.
That's not good. This game has a lovely title theme, I have to say. I don't know if Aubin heard this before. I had this muted while we were
You
setting up
haven't
stream.
muted it before. I can hear this smooth sax.
Dude, yeah, this is pretty fucking banging. I was jamming to it quite a bit while setting stuff up.
Very classy. Gives a nice feel, I say, as I shove the last of this double cheeseburger into my mouth.
This is the exact type of music I would expect to be playing in the Library of Ruina. You know, like, I could expect to see this music and then just see Lowland and Angela hanging out. Oh, I miss you, Lowland. Alright, how about we get to this?
I've started so many law degrees. Let's start a new one in another land.
Dude, we get to see the cold-hearted aristocrat. Start the game from episode 1. Yeah, actually, no, I think that's a bad idea. We should start from episode 2. Oh, yeah.
No, I think we should start from episode 1.
Fine. The fields of battle are filled with suffering and despair. On them are a clash of souls. Souls brought to conflict by the corrupt powers that rule over them.
This is about people arguing about D&D rules, by the way.
Reese Rudolph? What is the name of our... Who's this? Alright. I don't know. Alright. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. Oh, occupation servant. Age 34. Arcane art, none. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. Dude, it's Johnny Depp. I was worried that something was amiss, so I walked into the building to see what the commotion was.
I hate Johnny Depp.
Yeah, yeah, that's understandable. There I saw the defendant.
I haven't seen Markiplier a lot, but does he kind of look like Markiplier?
He's too... Markiplier's way too built. Markiplier is fucking ripped.
I'm famously bad at linking people looking like or sounding like other people.
She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. And she was stabbing the victim with her magical sword!
Objection!
Huh? Alright. Do you want to be Tyrion?
I think you're the streamer. I think you should be the protagonist.
Alright. That's fair. Also, I'm going to turn the game up just slightly. Because the music on the title screen was loud, but now the objection felt quiet.
Tyrion Cuthbert is a defense attorney. He's 20. He is artless.
No art?
No
Dude,
art.
look at all the detail. This place has been scratched up. It's been cut up. There's some dents. You don't see that in Ace Attorney games. They're
So
always
many
looking so
attorneys have
pristine.
banged their fists on those walls and smashed their heads across them.
Smashed glasses against it.
Yeah. I love that animation of him fucking tossing the glass of wine behind him and having it smashed. That's so good.
That guy's so... I like that guy a lot.
Death.
Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim? And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes. I could never forget such a grisly sight. That moment was burned into my memory. I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie!
Oh my god, it really is an Ace Attorney game.
What?
Are
Alright,
you accusing the witness of perjury?
It's Arya Steelwind. She's a prosecutor, age 18, with the arcane art of evocation.
Oh god, she throws fireballs everywhere.
She's hot-tempered, dude.
Well, evocation means that you can throw fireballs everywhere, so I guess it's okay. Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert.
My accusation is far from baseless, Steelwind. Boom! Think about the state of the crime scene at the time of the murder! The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Oh my god, oh my goodness, rival. She knows something.
Oh, you've got the mood matrix. You've got Athena's power.
Oh, I've not played that one.
That's a really good one.
But on this battlefield, there's still a few people who carry the ideals of justice within their hearts. How's the volume level, Sickle? Does it sound good? We have to wonder sometimes, are these ideals truly just? Or are they simply lies fed to us by our elders? You think it could be a little louder? Alright. I'll trust you. There we go, just a smidge. Oh. Damn it. Oh. Damn it! Flintheart, you fool! Why couldn't you have just listened to me?
Whoa.
Rudolph, I require your assistance. Yes, sir? By the scaled lord! What did you... You killed him!
Would you like me to be this person?
You want to be this guy? Sure, go for it.
Alert the town guard. Tell them that you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her.
At once, sir. Oh! Earlier that day. Ugh. You feel yourself slowly succumbing to unbearable pain. You don't think you'll be able to survive this much longer.
Bye, Tyrion. Are
Alright.
you sure you're okay, Cuthbert? You look like you're about to pass out.
Oh, that's Ruby Tamora, an attorney!
Maybe tomorrow.
Don't worry about me, Mr. Mora. I'm fine. You've been riding this carriage for days. You're definitely not fine. With each bump in the road, you feel yourself becoming more and more nauseous. It's taking every ounce of willpower just to hold down your lunch. I gotta say, after playing so much fucking Homicipher and Final Fantasy XIV, it's nice to play a game where I can actually read the dialogue in one go. Instead of having to like double back and be like, wait, no, they said that word that looks like that other word. Oh, fucking hell.
I
Yeah?
like this trombone.
Yeah, the music's been great so far. Oh, it's so nice. I can read this game.
We're about to play Jump Jump. That's what this music makes me think.
I'm perfectly fine.
You say so.
Huh! You feel the carriage drive over a large bump in the road. You could feel and hear your stomach retching in protest.
I hate this. As someone who had a childhood of motion sickness, I fucking hate this.
That stew you ate for lunch doesn't taste nearly as good the second time. On second thought. Ooh, that's better. You take a deep breath of fresh air. It's the first breath you've taken today that hasn't threatened to come back out.
Wait, all your breaths come back out.
That's... Yeah, wait a second.
Objection!
Objection! This game sucks!
I present this, this grade 2 biology book. Sorry about this. Bro, she's 46. She's ancient. I didn't expect the roads in this town to be this uneven.
Don't say that, no! I'm gonna be that age in, like, 5 months.
I was that age 200 years ago.
Yeah, that's it. I suppose they don't get a lot of traffic here.
What the fuck? She doesn't look like she's 46. She looks like she's, 22 in a Japanese game.
You've been on the road with your mentor for days. Together, you've been searching for a man named Flintheart McCoy.
She look more decrepit.
Supposedly, he's been a voice of dissidence against King Oliver for the last few decades.
Fucking King Oliver.
You have no idea what kind of business Miss Tamora would have with him. But you know better than to ask questions about her affairs. This game appeals to the Hagmaxers.
Hey, travelers, welcome to Cornhaven.
Okay, this dude, I saw this dude on the Steam, like the Steam store page, and I was like, this looks like a character in every fucking visual novel ever. Every porn-focused visual novel. Anytime I've ever seen people post screenshots from visual novels, this dude's always in the background.
Like this specific sprite?
Yeah, like this, like, dude, that looks exactly like this.
Oh.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I had, when I saw this dude, I had to double check and just be like, okay, wait, this isn't porn, right?
So he's the Kuya of normal visual novels.
Alright, oh,
He has no eyes because he's not a real character. He exists just to be an NPC in our lives, and he knows that. He knows he's not important in this world.
Just the dude with no eyes. A local merchant steps out from one of the nearby shops. He has a wide smile on his face, and he approaches your carriage with the enthusiasm of a starving vulture.
Look at that beautiful $1 million smile. Would a pair of dignified individuals such as yourself care for a refreshing drink?
Oh, that's his inner thoughts. You read his inner thoughts.
We're actually reading his mind.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think we are, because if
He's
this was
like,
the Mood Matrix,
those clothes, they must be from the city. I can get money. I can get their money.
if this was the Mood Matrix, we'd just get the vibe. We'd just get these 4 faces at the bottom, and we'd sort of puzzle it out from there. But no, we're just literally hearing what he's thinking.
I'll read it out.
Ugh. Those clothes, they must be from the city.
He certainly has a friendly expression, but his thoughts seem very analytical.
Tyrion, Tyrion, I don't think you're artless, buddy, by the way. Well, I don't need a drink, but...
Mr. Mora glances at you and your stomach rumbles in agreement.
Ah, of course. I have just the thing for an upset stomach. With a carriage like that, I bet I could fix them for a lot.
His thoughts and emotions are laid bare through your Eye of Horus. Oh, we have a little magical
Okay.
artifact. But the merchant's expression doesn't betray a hint of what he's truly thinking.
Then that's true. We're artless. We just have a magic doodad.
You wonder if his false smile could get any bigger. At this rate, he might dislocate his jaw.
How about 2 flasks of apple juice for 50 silver pieces?
50 silver!
They
Dude,
both refill 50 HP.
50 silver pieces?
50 spur! You may find the price daunting, but this is organic and fresh-made apple juice. It's just store-bought juice, but I bet they can't even tell the difference. 9 out of 10 consumers can't tell the difference.
Out of the corner of your eye, you spot an empty bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside the merchant's shop.
Man, this guy is weak. His whole act is flimsy.
Dude, this guy would never... This guy would get destroyed in an episode of Psych.
Store-bought apple juice. Type clue. This
Oh.
merchant has a bottle of store-bought apple juice. It's resting on a table inside his shop. It's suspiciously empty. Bottles.
Almost like someone's drinking.
Bottles used to carry liquid, but this one empty. What's going on?
Notes. Tyrion will make mental notes of notable clues he sees in the world. These notes are instrumental to solving mysteries and progressing through the game. You can check these notes at any time by opening the toolbar in the top left of the screen.
I would like to voice the court record.
Okay.
Trust me, it's worth the extra gold.
Normally, the price wouldn't matter that much to you, but you don't appreciate being treated like an easy mark. Oh! Time to argument! Arguments. You started an argument. Okay, wait. Am I crazy? Doesn't argument have an E in it? After the U?
Yes.
Am I crazy?
Unless this is another American thing.
Yeah, like, now I'm wondering, like, wait a second. I could swear that has an E in it, but they spelled it this many times without the E. Maybe that's just how it's spelled in this world. Maybe that's the name
in
for this
your
mechanic. Arguments. You started an argument with another character. During an argument, your opponent will make claims that you need to respond to. Responding correctly will lower your opponent's confidence. Responding incorrectly will lower your confidence. And once you run out of confidence, you will lose the argument.
Maybe it's their weird magical phase spelling.
That's what I was kind of thinking, yeah. What do you... Argument is correct? What the fuck? Google says there's no E? What the fuck?
American Google
What?
says there's no E.
American Google. I think you need to elaborate. You said that this apple juice is organic, but where's it made?
What the fuck? It is without an E.
What the fuck? I can't believe this. Everything I know is a lie.
Am I having a Klonoa moment? Is a giant portal gonna appear and suck me out of the world?
Oh, but read this line.
It's produced by the hardworking people of this town, of course.
Oh.
In a small town like ours, we only deal with locally sourced products.
Oh! Presenting during arguments. For certain claims, you'll need to present a piece of evidence to refute that claim. To proceed, present the piece of evidence that contradicts your opponent's claim.
It is sickle. I will say I do gaslight people a lot. Not by purpose, but I just tend to do that.
Dude, I could swear there was an E there. That feels right. Alright, you want to read this?
No,
you
I
already read that.
only read it when it goes into the court record.
Okay. You say that, but I can see an empty bottle of store-bought juice inside your shop. Why would you have something like that if you only deal with organic products?
How did that get there? Mate, no mistake. I only have that because I wanted to see how my products compare to that of the city. And 9 out of 10 consumers couldn't tell the difference.
Oh shit, he's good. He's good. Dude, this is how you have debates, right? What are you talking about?
This is an Ace Attorney game. And let me tell you, that mass-produced slop doesn't even compare to my product. By the way, playing Ace Attorney games where only we had a health bar, and now we can see everyone else's health bar, thank God.
Right? Listen, he was trying to fucking scam me.
We have the Eye of Horus. If we've
Yeah.
got this magical artifact, we are going to use it to cloud on people.
Yeah, we have one of the Millennium puzzle pieces. What
Holy
an
shit, you're right.
obvious
We have
lie.
the Millennium Eye.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Honestly, I'm offering you a very good deal.
Okay. Interpreting during arguments. For certain claims, you'll need to look at your opponent's thoughts and emotions. Choose the correct response depending on the information seen. Logic. Choose this option if your opponent's thoughts contradict something in your notes. Intuition. Choose this option if your opponent's thoughts contradict their claim. Empathy. Choose this option if your opponent's emotions contradict their claim.
Okay.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have a hard time remembering this. Alright, okay. If your opponent's thought contradicts something in your notes. Intuition, if the thought contradicts their claim. Okay.
This is like, it makes me think of L.A. Noire, where you can have the vibe that something's off because they're gurning so hard, so you doubt them. But if you've written something down you know is wrong, then you just flat out say, no, that's a lie.
Okay, well, it's not empathy because he's not displaying any emotion. Here's his claim, here's his thought.
Intuition.
Yes. Uses against claims that contradict those through thoughts seen through the eye. Alright, so, yeah, his claim is the juice is worth far more than what I'm offering. He goes, hey, I usually sell this stuff for 5. Alright, let's go with intuition. Sir, it's obvious those flasks are only worth 5 silver points.
What?
Silver pieces.
How did you? Well, it's clear you're a very shrewd man.
Right. I'm so thirsty. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a child watching you from afar. Her eyes are fixed on the flasks of apple juice. How about 20 silver pieces for 3?
Of course, sir.
The Kingdom of Wyverngard, established several centuries ago by the 7 High Archmages. Alright, now is it Arch or Archmages?
Arc.
Okay. The kingdom is currently ruled by King Oliver de Wyverngard and the mages of his nobility. Good job, roll credits. Yep, that's the end of the game. The nobility will tell you that our marvelous kingdom is a land of prosperity and happiness. A land where its people share the wealth and succor provided by the kingdom's magic. Thank you! I haven't had anything like this in years. The child's passing thoughts tell you exactly how much succor this kingdom is sharing.
I didn't know you had such an eye for rural economics.
Well, I suppose I just have a good intuition for this sort of thing.
Or did you use another kind of eye? Huh? Pegasus? Don't get me wrong. Your so-called Eye of Horus is an amazing gift. You should take every opportunity to hone it. Or try to be more subtle next time. If I can see through you, others will be able to as well. Well, you think I shouldn't just go up to random people and go, you're lying!
You just walked to them, my Eye of Horus, activate! Right.
I see all your secrets! Anyways, I did some asking around while you were haggling. Supposedly, the McCoy Tavern should be north of here.
Alright.
If my tip is correct, this should be the place.
We walked 2 feet. Wait, this is the McCoy Tavern? With the state it's in, calling it a tavern is being pretty generous. You find it hard to believe that this has a secret meeting place for dissidents.
Dude, are you kidding? It's always these... Do you know anything about secret meetings?
But now that you think about it, maybe that's the entire point.
Oh, that's the entire point.
Oh.
They go where people don't go often to share their secrets. Wow. The tavern has been shut down for years. Nowadays, Flynn Hart just uses it to host his rallies. Although, I do wonder how they're keeping themselves afloat for this long. Hey, you lot! The McCoy Tavern is closed. That's why I work there.
Can I do this guy?
Sure.
Hey, you lot! The McCoy Tavern's closed! A gruff man approaches your carriage as you step out of it. He's eyeing you and Miss Tamora, a clear look of contempt on his face.
I take it that you're Flintheart McCoy?
I am? What of it? Dude, that's Flintheart McCoy.
Occupation
He's unemployed.
unemployed. Sorry for not writing ahead of time. But I'm Ruby Tamora. I'm gonna die in the next case. I wanted to speak with you.
See, I went with this voice because I know this guy dies in this case. I'm really hoping he doesn't have that much more dialogue. Ruby Tamora? Wait, the Ruby Tamora? And the animosity he initially had immediately vanishes. He lets out a laugh, as if he were meeting an old friend. Why didn't you say so? Come on in! You didn't expect someone like him to know about Miss Tamora. But you suppose it makes sense. They both fight against the same enemy.
Someone of this low class knows my high class city boss.
Albeit in different ways. Sorry about the mess. We haven't exactly been... Well, anyway, what brings you here? I take you didn't journey all this way to see my record tavern.
I'm here on behalf of a client. We have a proposition that you might be interested in. Is there anywhere we could talk more privately?
Sure, the kitchen's empty.
Wonderful. Tyrion, stay here while I speak with Miss McCoy.
What? Don't you need my help?
There's no need for that.
Like hell there's no need for that. If she's trying to make a deal with Flintheart, you could easily read his thoughts and help her. Oh! Dude, she's giving me the stare. You desperately want to object, but she shoots you a stern look that causes you to freeze up. You slowly look away from her. You spend some time waiting alone in the tavern's dining area.
I like that picture of Eye
This
of
guy?
Winter from Path of Exile 2 on the, on the wall there.
That looks like a fucking magic card.
Ice Cube.
It's already been hours since Mr. Moore and Flintheart went to talk in the kitchen. You can hear faint murmurs from behind the closed door, and you've been resisting the urge to eavesdrop. But even from here, you can tell that their conversation is slowly becoming more frustrating.
This tavern is so wrecked and derelict. That's why all the candles are lit and all the everything's placed on the tables.
Yeah, you can tell they had to use a lot of stock art for a lot of this stuff, but I'm enjoying it so far. It's like, they're like, oh my god, this dude looks so happy, and then he's just like scowling at us.
Original Phoenix did that too.
Looks like they're gonna be a while. Well, it's a good thing you always bring a chess set around. You bring out the small chessboard that you've...
we move the pieces.
You bring out the small chessboard that you've carried around since you were a child.
We are the game master.
Chess can be played with one person, and you've always taken advantage of that.
Wow, that's not a sad line at all.
Checkmate. You win against yourself. This time is black. Played 10 games already, and I've won 7 out of 10 times as black.
Hello?
Statistically, white is more likely to win. Unbeknownst to you, you're thinking out loud. So why am I performing so much better when playing as black?
Hello?
You still don't notice her, and you're verbalizing your thoughts just as fast as you're thinking them. Am I becoming overconfident? Why? Because it has a first move advantage? Or perhaps that very advantage is affecting my choices and make me play in a suboptimal manner. If a personal quirk is making me play logically, then I need to correct it.
Hey!
What? What? Huh? What? How long have you been standing there?
It's about time you noticed me. I've been trying to get your attention for a while now.
Oh, sorry.
Do you know where my dad is? Yo, fuck off.
Your dad?
Flintheart McCoy. I'm his daughter, Celeste.
Dude, that's Celeste McCoy. A mercenary. Uh-oh. Oh, Flintheart's speaking with my mentor right now. What?
Aw, I wanted to show him something.
My mom, he's talking with my mom right now.
Do you know when they'll be done?
I don't know. They've been speaking in the kitchen for a while now. Up here, Flintheart, Miss Tomorrow's voice is getting louder and more frustrated. But Celeste doesn't seem to notice. Her eyes seem to be focused on your chessboard.
This is chess, right? Are you playing against someone?
Oh, I'm playing against myself, actually.
Oh. That's,
You feel a judgmental stare. Playing alone helps me develop new strategies. Plenty of professionals do it.
Hey, I'm not the type to shame a man for playing with himself.
Whoa! That's...
Relax, I'm just joking. I'd never kink shame you. Anyways, if you're still waiting for your mentor, do you want to play a game?
Ray loves this dude. Oh, you know how to play?
Sure, I've read about this before.
I was like, she didn't even know what a chessboard was. She's read about it.
This table is so dusty.
Celeste takes a seat on the other side of the table. She tries to set up her side of the board, but fumbles with the pieces. She stares at one of them, confused.
How do I arrange these things again?
Part of you regrets accepting her challenge, but it would be impolite to back out now. Here, I'll arrange it for you.
Sure would be wacky if she kicked our ass, huh? Thanks!
What, a girl winning a chess?
Oh, thank goodness we beat her ass.
Checkmate. You defeat her in 2 moves. Damn!
In 2 moves? Wow, you
Yeah,
fucking
well-
suck! Wait, what? Already? Scholar's Mate is the fastest checkmate, and it's 4 moves! How'd you do
Yeah, well,
that?
that guy didn't have the Eye of Horus, so...
Exactly, uses Millennium Eye to see where the pieces were.
You decide against telling her what the name of that mate was.
Rematch me, I want a do-over!
Sure, why not? It's not as if you have anything better to do.
I don't think Tyrion knows how to play chess. I think he's just making shit up.
He's-
It's like, oh, my queen jumps all over the pieces and it fires its cannon. I win.
Celeste's brow furrows as she tries to decide on her next move. But she doesn't realize that the game is already finished.
She's not a
Here.
game
Oh,
master.
that's her.
She's not a peace master. I am. Yeah.
She moves her knight into a position to attack your queen. It should have stopped your assault on her king, but... Checkmate. The scholar's mate this time.
What? Come on! How do you keep doing that?
You look at the closed door to the kitchen. Flintheart and Mr. Moore's discussion is becoming louder. It doesn't sound like they'll be done anytime soon.
Again, I'll definitely beat you this time.
For someone who had clearly never played before, she's quickly improving with each game.
But they really
It's
are
impressive.
yelling very loudly about the social impact of Skibbity back there.
She's observing your strategies and adapting them to her playstyle. With the way she's playing now, she could even defeat a nationally ranked noble. A rationally ranked. Checkmate. But even so, you've been playing this game for a lot longer than she has.
How are you always one step ahead of me? It's like you're reading my mind.
As if you'd even need to.
As if I'd even need to use my Millennium Eye on you, you worthless worm. Just one more game. I'll get you this time. Hello, Cuthbert.
Mr. Moore emerges from the kitchen with Flintheart.
Why'd you
Both
name
look
your son
mentally
Cuthbert?
exhausted. It looks like negotiations didn't go well.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, hello, sweetie. Flintheart looks irritated, but as soon as he sees Celeste, he quickly hides it behind a smile. You wonder what their discussion was about. What's this? Some kind of game? Mr. Moore glances at pieces on the board.
Don't feel too bad about losing to him. He's nationally ranked. Oh, you're a professional? Is that why you're wearing a suit?
No, chess is just a hobby. I'm actually a defense attorney.
No, I wear the suit because I review fast food.
He's carrying around his big chalice with him.
Good review. An attorney? Speaking of which, we should probably be on our way.
Hi. Sorry for refusing you after you came all this way. I really respect what you're doing, but I don't want anything to do with your maid friends. Oh. I wonder what he meant by that. Was Miss Tamora trying to introduce him to one of our clients?
Anyways, it is getting late. If you leave now, you won't get back to the city until morning.
She's right. This region is littered with bandits and brigands. You wouldn't want to run into them this late.
I guess you have a point.
Yeah, we have plenty of empty rooms you can stay in until morning. It's the least I could do after you came all this way.
Well, if it's not too much trouble, we might as well stay here until tomorrow. The tavern is shut down, but we still have some sheets and blankets. I'll go get the rooms ready.
Celeste and Flintheart leave the dining area to get your rooms ready. You're left in the dining room with Miss Tamora.
So,
No, that's me!
you.
So, I take it then negotiations didn't go well?
No, I didn't expect him to be so stubborn. Honestly, I have no idea what that man has against mages. It's not hard.
Well, there is one way to find out.
Huh? What?
Why are you being so secretive? If your business with Flintheart is related to our clients, I can help.
It wasn't important, and your presence was not necessary.
That's such an obvious lie, but you can't read a single thought from her mind.
She's got a skull thicker than a rock.
She's had years of practice hiding her thoughts from the Eye of Horus. Celeste enthusiastically came back downstairs, but she seems to have noticed the tension between you and Miss Tamora.
Sorry to interrupt, but your rooms are ready now. Right.
Thank you. An awkward silence hangs in the air as you and Miss Tamora head upstairs. You reach the upper hallway and see the 2 rooms that Celeste prepared for you. Miss Tamora stops before entering her room.
You were playing chess with Flintheart's daughter earlier. Was she any good?
Not at first, but she got a lot better as we kept playing.
I'm sorry for leaving you there for so long. I didn't expect our discussion to last that long.
No, it's fine. Despite everything, I enjoyed playing against her.
I see. Well, I suppose you are at that age.
No, it's not like that. It's just that
20.
outside of tournaments, I never really get to play against another player.
Oh, my son has hit 20s, finally going through it.
And you'll never want to play shogi against me.
Because shogi is clearly superior.
Oh boy. It's complete anarchy is what it is. You just bring fallen pieces back to life like some kind of necromancer.
It adds depth. Dropping adds a dimension of play that isn't present in chess.
You sternly look at each other. Your position's already made.
Ray, they live in Wivengard.
After a few moments of silence, you both burst out laughing.
I
Ha!
gotta get the Stone Cold Steve Austin laugh. Ah! I'm sorry if it looks like I don't trust you. I know you're just trying to help. But there are some things about my work that I just can't tell you about yet. And maybe only posthumously in my death will you find them out. But one day I'll tell you everything. I won't.
Right. I'm sorry for prying. I want to show you I'm ready to be an attorney.
You are. I know you are, because I saw who you were going to be talking to as your assistant. Look, down there.
The rare praise from your mentor catches you off guard.
Anyways, Get some rest. Some really fucked up shit's about to happen, so, you know, get ready. Mentally prepare yourself for the journey tomorrow. Oh, yeah.
Right. You completely forgot about the carriage ride back. You can already feel your stomach churning in protest.
Bro, just take a Travacom. Those things work.
You lay in the bed that the McCoys prepared for you. And as you close your eyes, you slowly drift into a deep slumber. They don't have magic tummy pills.
Oh, in this land, we call them potions.
As this happens, you feel something invasive. Your mind drifts away and you feel yourself being pulled elsewhere. Oh! Nidhogg! You find yourself in a surreal and unsettling landscape. You're fairly certain that you're dreaming right now. But some instinct in the back of your mind tells you that something is fundamentally wrong about this. This is single. Oh!
Woman.
You see a woman in the far distance. She's staring directly at you.
What?
Right.
Yeah,
you read. She's murmuring something, but you can't quite make it out. Is she trying to say something to you?
Finally. Found.
Oh!
I finally found you, Heavensborn.
Oh my god, Dude, it is Final Fantasy! You jolted wide awake. You can't exactly remember what that woman said to you. But
That
whatever
happened
her
to me,
words were...
That happened to me last night. I was drawn into a dream, and there was a big brown dog on a table.
Oh,
and
shit.
there was a
That's
guy
awesome.
talking about the big brown dog. And he was like, I just remember this line and how he delivered it. He was just going through everything the dog liked and disliked. And then at the end, he's like, and he loves kisses. And I started kissing all over the dog.
Wow.
I was like, oh.
That's amazing. That's a good dream. But whatever her words were, they sent a piercing chill down your spine. Your breath is heavy and your heart is beating at 100 miles per hour. Calm down. It was just a dream. At least, that's what you try to tell yourself.
Please, just let me explain.
I don't want to hear it!
I think he just saw his message box. I think he saw her message box, saw Arcane Art Transmutation. I think that's what happened.
Wait, what?
Because he hates mages.
Mm.
Just realized, oh, my daughter has an Arcane Art in her message box.
Must be extremely late. What could they possibly be arguing about at this hour? What are you out of my house? Out! A dead silence lingers in the air before you hear someone rush out of the tavern. Whoever left slams the door behind them.
She'll be fine. She can transmute herself a new house.
What was that all about? Do you like the exploration parts of Phoenix Wright? I mean, I think it's fine.
Well, I mean,
I don't feel strongly one way or about it or the other.
They always try really hard to make those parts of the game as interesting as the rest.
It's none of your business. You only met those two today. It would probably be best not to get involved in their affairs. And as you tell yourself that, a brief image of Celeste's smile appears in your mind. Damn it. You slowly make your way out of your room. The hallway is nearly pitch black. You could barely see a few inches ahead of you. You have to watch your step to avoid tripping. You run into Flintheart, who is slowly walking up the stairs. Even this close, it's hard to see his expression in the darkness. Sorry, I just heard... Right. I forgot you two were... His words trail off. Is everything okay? Oh, he's sad and upset.
Yeah, Ray, they try and, they do work a lot on the investigation parts in later games. In the Great Ace Attorney, they just put 80% of the plot in the investigation phases, so that's how they kind of sort that out.
Sorry, I'm just gonna... You awkwardly shimmy past Flintheart to head down the stairs. He doesn't move out of your way. It's clear his mind is elsewhere.
Yeah, I gotta finish Great Ace Attorney. I'm still on the final case.
You arrive at the dining room, but you don't see Celeste anywhere. Honestly, though, it's hard to tell with how dark the room is. Celeste? Are you still here? You don't receive an answer. You remember hearing someone slam the front door earlier. Your eyes are drawn to the tavern entrance.
Wow, he's really good at deductive reasoning, isn't he?
Celeste? I would really love us to do Ace Attorney investigations too.
Yes.
No answer. Celeste! Where are you?
Ugh.
The merchant you spoke with before steps out from his shop holding a lantern. He appears to be irritated by all the noise you've been making.
Oh, you're that kid from before.
Hey, Cactus, how you doing?
Do you have any idea what time it is? We don't have clocks in our magical world.
Well, happy to have you here, Cactus.
This isn't the city. You can't just make a bunch of noise like this.
Right. Sorry. I was just looking for Celeste.
Who the fuck is that?
Celeste McCoy? She's Flynnhart's daughter. The merchant's expression becomes a little colder. Do you know them?
What do you want with that bastard? That damn mage.
Oh. What?
Those two probably woke up half the street with all their yelling. I don't need you keeping us up too. If I hear any more noise, I'm gonna call the town guard like a big boy.
Before you can get a word in, the merchant walks back into his home in a huff. You look around, but you still don't see any sign of Celeste. You decide to continue searching. I can't believe I said those things to her. She'll never forgive me for this.
I see your temper is as short as ever, Flynnhart. We're not allowed to be seeing this!
You!
Honestly, how do you live in this darkness? I find it very easy to live in the darkness. And I don't mean that self-depreciatingly before you say anything, Hash. I mean that I like to lurk in the dark, watching. Luxo.
Yeah? What are you doing here?
I will say, Ray, to hit on that, it does look like these characters are designed for a various swath of games. Like, this antagonist is Kingdom Hearts, Celeste is BlazBlue.
She does look like a BlazBlue character. You're not wrong.
Yeah, there's a lot of mixing art styles here.
I had a very similar thought when I saw her. I was like, she does look like she could fit right into BlazBlue. And how dare you bring that witchcraft into my home!
You've been busy lately. Your little rallies have gained quite a lot of support, Mr. Sanders. Too much support for my family's liking, Mr. Sanders.
And what? You came all this way to convince me to stop?
You have my word. If you stop spreading dissidence, no harm will come to you or your family.
Ha! Your word is as good as the dirt you lick off of King Olivier's boots.
Oh, it's Olivia. Okay.
As if
Like
I'd ever
Olivia
trust the
Biscuit.
words of a murderer like you.
Oh, imagine if the king was Biscuit. That'd be great. Flynnhart, please.
Oh, that would be amazing. Holy shit.
This isn't the prosecutor, Ray.
This guy,
We've
yeah,
seen the prosecutor.
Wait, are we sure that this guy isn't also going to be, you know, like, hey,
They
Phoenix
may
Wright,
also be
murderer,
like the head prosecutor. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
They may be like the Von Karma or the Gant. Yeah.
That's it, Von Karma, that's what I was thinking.
As someone you once called a friend, I'm only going to ask you one time. But saying that, Ruby has Franziska's animation where she holds her arm. Like, that's Franziska thing.
Friend! I'll be dead in the ground before I ever call the likes of you a friend! But then I see bits of art like this, and I'm like, this, I feel like this has to have been made for this game. This looks like it was made for this game.
Yeah, this is.
So, like, I feel like the characters and like these scenes are all art made for the game, and then probably like a lot of the backgrounds are probably just stock images they found. all of the hours made for this game? Well, then now I'm confused, because the descriptions don't fit the areas a lot of the times. Get out of my house.
This guy's kicking everyone out of his house tonight.
I don't have time for your nonsense.
He just goes up and down. Get out of my house, Terry!
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it, and, like, I'm assuming they probably just made something that they could use for a variety of things.
Now it is time for me to move my chess piece. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll have much time for anything.
Huh? Ah! I think that's you.
Damn it! Flintheart, you fool! We saw this. Why couldn't you have just listened to me? Boy, I require your assistance.
Yes, sir. By the scaled lord! What did you... You killed him!
Alert the town guard. Tell them you saw his daughter fleeing the scene. I'm sure their neighbors heard them arguing with each other. They'll immediately suspect her.
At once, sir. You've been searching for Celeste for a while. How long have you been outside? 2 hours? 3? However long it's been, it's clearly taking a toll on you. Where is she? What am I gonna do now? You hear a faint voice.
That's me! Oh!
Oh, wait, that last line was you? Oh shit, you're right! Oh my god, I'm sorry. Do you want to read it?
No.
Okay. How do I close this? Oh no, I can't close this now.
Ooh, you're in your menu now.
Agent, I got all my shit here. Well, actually, maybe we should save the game.
Yeah, it's been an hour.
As you peer behind an old tree, you finally find her. She looks just as tired as you are, probably even more so. Her eyes are puffy and red, but she's doing her best to hide it with a smile. I've been looking all over for you.
Oh, sorry. I guess we woke you up?
Yeah. Is everything okay?
It's nothing. It was just an argument.
From the way she reacted, this is clearly not common. You suppose that it's none of your business. You decide not to pry further.
Have you been looking for me all this time?
I have.
Thank you. But I'm okay now. You should head back.
What about you?
I think I'm going to stay out a little longer. You know, girl stuff, hanging out in the forest.
You know that you should mind your own business, but...
Girl stuff.
I'm sure whatever happened between you two, it's nothing you can't talk out.
Huh?
It doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes Mr. Moore and I get into fights too.
Why don't you transmute your father's body so that his brain agrees with you?
But no matter what happens, we were always able to talk through it. Sorry. I know it's none of my business, but I just...
No, I really appreciate it. Thank you.
There's a little bit of happiness in there.
You're right. Let's go back.
What? You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern, but it's now surrounded by several carriages and knights clad in plate armor. Is that the Inquisition?
Yeah. What?
The Arcane Inquisition. They're an order of knights that investigate crimes committed using magic. As you say the word crimes, you and Celeste share a glance and come to the same realization. Both of you rush towards the tavern, but Celeste outpaces you by a large margin.
What? No.
She reaches the tavern before you. And before anyone can stop her, she takes a look inside the inn. Whatever she saw makes her cry out in anguish. She drops to the ground in tears.
There she is. Celeste McCoy! By the authority of the Wivengard Crown, I'm placing you under arrest.
Upon seeing Celeste, one of the knights steps forward and grabs her. Surprisingly, she's able to break free from his grip and tries to push further into the tavern.
You tapped my grab!
Noticing the commotion, 3 other knights rush to grab her and begin dragging her away. She kicks and screams against them, desperately trying to break free. Even between the 3 knights, it's taking all of their strength to subdue her.
Well, she's fucking Jackie Channing on them.
Dude, she's the girl from O's.
No, then she'd be doing something. Instead of rolling down a hill.
That wasn't her.
That was O's.
What do you?
No, that was double. You're right.
No, the rolling down the hill was O's, but that wasn't that girl.
Oh.
Dude. Yeah, so the music in this game is great. What are you doing to her? What's going on here?
Tyrion!
Mrs. Tamora approaches you. You breathe a small sigh of relief when you see that she's okay. Miss Tamora!
I should have known that he was one of yours. Just stay out of our way.
That dude has some lovely cheekbones. Miss Tamora, what's going on? Why is the Inquisition here?
I'm surprised myself. But from what I understand, Flintheart McCoy has been murdered.
Murdered? Would you like to save? Yeah, okay.
Wait, someone was murdered?
You follow the Inquisition back to the city where Celeste is being detained. According to Miss Tamora, Celeste was the prime suspect in Flintheart's murder. And due to the supposed nature of the crime, her case would be pushed to trial immediately. But many elements of the situation still don't make sense. The Inquisition only investigates crimes committed using magic. So why is Celeste their prime suspect? Could she be a mage? This is ridiculous! She has the right to speak to an attorney! Anyway, you find yourself met with another hurdle. A very frustrating one. Yeah, well, can't let you see her until she's been processed. Her trial's in an hour! How's she not been processed yet? I know what to tell you, kid. Wish I could help. You need to use the eye to know that's a complete lie.
So, you're really planning on defending her? You know she can even afford a lawyer?
I just can't stand here and do nothing. You saw them, didn't you? There's no way she would murder her father like that.
I know that look. I was saving this for a special occasion, but... Attorney's Runestone! A clue, a magical runestone that allows you to take pictures of crime scenes and write notes telepathically. Every attorney has one. It's almost like...
It's almost like a badge!
A badge for them. What?
It's almost like a badge. So
Huh?
what you're saying is this: we have to show this to everyone, huh?
Yeah.
This is an attorney's runestone!
If you're going to defend her, you're going to need one. I thought you already were a defense attorney.
I guess we hadn't got our badge yet. We'd just been in training this whole
Fake
time.
attorney.
I begin to tear up. You've wanted one of these ever since you were a child.
Oh my
It's basically
god, I got one!
It's basically a badge of honor for attorneys.
I finally got my badge! Don't cry, Cuthbert.
Sorry.
Anyways, keep one thing in mind. If you try to defend her, the Inquisition isn't going to fight you fairly. Our court system only exists to create the illusion of justice. They hate people like us, and they'll do everything in their power to sabotage you.
Damn it. You knew that they tried to get in your way, but you didn't expect them to do it this blatantly.
What's all this noise?
You're that knight from the tavern.
That's Commander Orem White to you, kid.
Dude, that's fucking Orem White. He's a knight.
He's a Nintendo 64 years old. I had a feeling Tamora would be sniffing around this case. But I didn't expect her to send a kid to do a dirty work.
Commander, he says that he wants to talk to the mage.
And she's got a right to an attorney, doesn't she?
Well, she hasn't been processed.
I'm turning it over in my mind whether this is the gumshoe.
That was my first thought. I was like, he seems so serious, but maybe that's gonna be part of the gag. I don't know.
He's more like another character that I can't say because investigations too.
Oh. Commander White looks confused for a moment.
The hell kind of bullshit? You can't swear in an Ace Attorney game. The hell kind of bullshit are you trying to pull?
Dude, he's helping us. He
Let
is
him through,
Gumshoe.
you idiot.
Yes, sir.
Oh, he's like Lestrade.
The knight leads you through the halls of the dungeon. For something built in the capital, it looks extremely old and decrepit. Oh no, the prisoners are sad and angry and worried.
None of the prisoners are happy.
Alright, so, okay. What is the difference between this emotion and this emotion?
Fear.
Oh, okay, you think that's fear? Okay.
It's
okay.
So for Athena's mood matrix, it's happy, sad, angry, surprise.
Okay.
So that's like, I'd say shock, because I think there's a bit of, it's supposed to be a bit more like the fear side. Than just
Okay, I was
surprise.
like, cause like, yeah, I saw the unhappy smile and I was like, this just looks like upset to me.
So we'll just say that's shock.
Okay. You pick up the negative emotions of the prisoners nearby. It's a heavy and almost crushing feeling. You've always had to avoid crowded places because of how sensitive you are to people's thoughts.
Haven't you ever played Prison Architect? You're supposed to make their moods better.
You've never felt this much concentrated despair before.
Oh, it's you.
Aw, she's so happy. Celeste is lying down on the cold floor on one of the dungeon cells. But she immediately gets up as soon as she sees you.
What are you doing here? I was just lying in my own piss and filth.
Mr. Moore told me about what happened to your father. I'm so sorry. This is a fan game. But it is, as you can see, very heavily inspired by Ace Attorney games.
It is an Ace. It's not heavily inspired. It is an Ace Attorney game. It's
Yeah.
just we made our own Ace Attorney game.
Yeah.
I just don't
It really goes
understand. I don't understand any of this. Why would someone do this? Why are they blaming me for it?
I'm not sure about the details, but it's clear that there were elements of magic involved in what happened. Since they arrested you based on that evidence, I can only conclude one thing. Celeste, you're a mage, aren't you? I mean, we already know her arcane art.
There's no sense in hiding it anymore. Yeah, I am.
Do you have noble blood?
Of course not. Why would you say that?
Sorry, but the ability to use magic is hereditary. Most mages tend to have some kind of noble blood.
If I'm in this universe and I get a vial of noble blood and I inject it into myself, do I have magic?
Probably not. You'd probably kill you from the inside, detecting that you're inferior blood.
Fuck. Well, I'll just test it on my assistants first. I honestly don't like thinking about that. I'm the daughter of Jolene and Flintheart McCoy. Oh, Jolene.
Ooh.
That's all I need to know about myself.
It would probably be best not to push the matter further.
I don't know, I think you should learn, like, what pizza toppings you like.
Anyway, you were probably arrested because you're a mage.
What?
crime was committed using magic, and you were the only mage around at the time.
Is that seriously the only reason? I only know how to cast one spell.
The Arcane Inquisition doesn't care about the truth. They only care about closing their cases. Celeste, your case is being pushed to trial. You're gonna be brought before a judge within the hour.
Within the hour? That's an efficient justice system. Oh, whoa, wait on a minute. Maybe this king's got some good ideas here. What? No one told me anything!
Damn it, they weren't even planning on telling her? If you'll have me, I'd like to be your defense counsel for the trial.
Right. I forgot that you were an attorney. Would you really do that for me?
After everything I've seen them do, I just can't stand by and do nothing.
They haven't done that much. They've just made what they assume is probably a reasonably good conclusion at the time. But they're a part of the kingdom. Do we even have a chance? It's hopeless.
Celeste, man, king, or god, I won't let them do anything to you.
What?
Sorry, it's just something I have a habit of saying.
No, don't apologize. It turns me on.
God.
I really appreciate you doing this.
It's clear this entire situation is bittersweet for her. And because of the Inquisition's delays, you haven't had any time to investigate the crime scene. You were confident before, but you begin to doubt whether or not you can really do this.
Yeah, well, you don't investigate the crime scene in the first case, so... Well, maybe you do in some of them. I don't remember. Everything is happening so fast. It feels unreal. Tournament.
No, you have to do this. This is the exact reason why you became a lawyer. No matter what happens, you'll acquit Celeste.
Well,
This setting seems like the type of setting Elias came from, Sickle and Cactus.
Celeste and a quill.
Courtroom.
Are you sure you're the
In a
good
real
guy?
Courtroom. What? What makes you say that? Because of his look?
That makes me think of Adachi.
He does look like an anime, like, minor villain.
Yeah.
Actually, entering the courtroom has taken a lot of the wind out of your sails. Oh, yeah, Sickle. You've never been here as an attorney before. You've only ever acted as Miss Tamora's assistant.
That's right, I'm 18, I'm a child genius, I could fucking kill you 20 times over.
The woman at the prosecutor's bench is staring at you. Miss Tamora mentioned her before you went to see Celeste.
Actually, is she like... I wonder
What
if
was her
she's
name
like
again?
the... She's like the Mr... She's like
Payne?
Winston Payne. Yeah, I don't know. This design makes me think she's like just the prosecutor for the whole thing, but we'll see.
I'm getting like she's our Edgeworth vibes.
Yeah, maybe there isn't a Payne in this. Yeah.
You think it was Arya Steelwind?
I also like how he's already...
Dude,
like,
that's Arya Steelwind, the prosecutor.
I like how Tyrion is already in this world, so he just knows this stuff, so we don't have to spend 3 hours finding it out.
You can feel the coldness of her glare burrowing into you.
I like that, it's good.
Why is she staring you down? Is she trying to intimidate you?
They know what we're here for.
Because it's working!
Yo!
Alright. Do you have a judge voice, or you want me to judge?
Do you feel like you have enough voices?
I think I could do I think I got a good judge in me.
Alright, you're the judge.
Court is now in session for the trial of Celeste McCoy.
You're gonna be doing that the whole game?
Yeah, what, you got a problem?
I'm just thinking about your throat. And you'll have to drink more vile tea.
Oh, God, yeah.
And you'll spend
No.
30 minutes blowing over it like Fies with your Neko Jita.
I believe, I mean, the judges don't have that much dialogue.
Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is also ready, Your Honor.
He doesn't necessarily sound very ready.
Regardless, let's begin the proceedings. Prosecutor Steelwind, please list the charges. Oh shit!
Okay, I'm gonna.
She's got
okay,
data slates.
Okay, I have a hot take. I hate when magic looks like the text screens. I think it's stupid. I'm sorry, I don't like it.
Dude, how's she gonna keep all of her fucking important information?
Parchment. This is fantasy. You use parchment. It's fantasy. She has a bow and arrow. The defendant is Celeste McCoy, a mercenary for hire and a registered mage.
Wait, did she just say mercenary?
Yeah, I work with Blackwater. I had to take up a job after my family's tavern was shut down.
Oh, right. That's not exactly the first occupation you'd choose.
She's charged with second-degree murder and negligent misuse of the arcane arts.
I see. So there was magic involved.
Yeah, the crime occurred within the McCoy Tavern, a local inn that shut down years ago. The locals reported hearing a loud commotion coming from within the building. Hours later, a carriage driver that was nearby checked the disturbance. It was then that he found the victim, the defendant's sword, still impaling his dead body. The Inquisition has provided an autopsy report and a record of the sword. Autopsy report. Flynn Hart McCoy. A clue! Died after being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic.
But that's her type of magic.
Oh.
I sure hope no one's tampered with the autopsy
Celeste's
report.
sword. Clue! The alleged murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but it has no magical properties.
What was the defendant's
Oh,
relationship
Judge,
with
your
the victim?
eyes. Your eyes are so
Dude,
beautiful.
he's got the classic Judge open-eyed stare.
Yeah.
I see that they share the same last name.
The defendant is the victim's daughter, but not by blood. She was adopted into the family when she was an infant. Her birth parents are currently unknown. That's not what you told me, Celeste. You told me you were
I see.
a daughter.
What an unfortunate turn of events.
To begin, the prosecution would like to call Commander Orem White to the stand. Orem looks older than the judge, and the judge is 80. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Name's Orem White. I'm commander of the Arcane Inquisition.
I think that's just because he doesn't eat enough. He's looking very emaciated.
He's got a head like a vase. Orem, could you please testify about the details of the Inquisition's investigation? Yeah. That's the gumshoe look to the side. He's gumshoe. Okay, I like a confident gumshoe.
Witness testimony.
We got a call late at night. Someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. When we arrived on the scene, we found Flynn Hart McCoy dead on the floor. The defendant's sword was still inside of him. We have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. Their argument must have turned ugly, because the defendant killed the victim using her magic sword.
Isn't that really incriminating? One of her possessions is the murder weapon. Mr. Cuthbert, you may begin your cross-examination.
What are you looking at up there?
You open your mouth to respond, but nothing comes out. You can't think of anything to say. Everything is blank. Mr. Cuthbert?
Hey, what are you doing? This is the part where you say something, right?
I'm sorry. I don't... Your anxiety is just getting worse, and your breaths are becoming more and more desperate.
Where's Tamora?
Are you hyperventilating?
What a disappointment. I'm an 18-year-old girl, and I'm telling you you're embarrassing.
She called me cringe.
I was hoping to fight against the infamous Ruby Tamura today. But it's clear you can't even hold a candle to her. Your Honor, it's clear that the defense... Well, she's got the Von Karma cane stomp. So maybe she's Von Karma. Maybe she's the puppet master. It's clear that the defense has nothing to say against the prosecution's overwhelming evidence.
It's going good, Sanji.
Yep, this case is pretty open and shut.
No! Wait! This isn't what's supposed to happen!
You're letting me down, son. I'm sorry, Tyrion. I couldn't acquit Frey. He was found guilty.
What? But that means...
Age 10?
Are they gonna execute her? No. Not again. Are you seriously gonna let that happen again?
Tyrion!
Celeste grabs your shoulders and shakes you out of your panic.
You need to calm down.
I'm trying, Ray, I'm trying! Her gaze is calm and focused despite the gravity of the situation, but she looks stern, not angry.
We have to interact with other human beings, and we're Zoomers.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for this to...
Stop. Just listen to me. You know what to do, right? I know what to do. What does Tyrion?
It's you?
Just do it the same way you play chess.
Yes, yes!
Oh, we're doing logic chess.
What?
That'd be cool. I don't know. You were just so calm and focused when you were playing before. No matter how close I got to beating you, you always knew how to stay calm and win. So just channel that feeling and look at the pieces.
That doesn't make any sense. And yet...
By the way, this is the explanation for logic chess investigations. This is how Edgeworth... This is how Edgeworth pictures the argument as a game of chess.
Yeah, and then he defeats them with facts and logic. You take a moment to focus and let everything else disappear from the world. Every statement that he made, every word that came out of his mouth. Each of those is a possible weakness that you can attack. Every bleak moment can be turned around. You just need to consider every angle. My apologies for the delay, Your Honor. The defense is ready to begin cross-examining the witness.
Consider every angle when Phoenix's strategy was just pretend it's the opposite. So what would that look like?
Very well.
Which I guess that's effective as well. There we go. Oh, thank God that worked.
Carefully examine every statement he made and find something that contradicts the evidence in your notes. Once you do that, present the contradicting evidence and prove that his testimony is false. Cross-examinations. You're cross-examining a witness. Carefully examine each statement they made and find the statement that contradicts a clue, a spell, or a profile in your notes. Once you identify the false statement, click the present button and present contradicting evidence to move forward.
I like how you pronounced it like, I've got a present for you.
Yeah, I realized as I said it. Can we see our, inventory?
The court record.
No. Well, we should save.
Try that book icon.
Ah, yes,
There
here
you
we go. Alright, well, now does this badge mean anything?
No. Not during trial. Only during investigation.
Okay. Died for being stabbed from behind with a magical blade. Fatal wound shows heavy traces of transmutation magic. The leisure murder weapon. It's an ornately designed sword, but it has no magical properties. And we have this. We don't know anything about spells, and we have some profiles. Okay, we don't really have anything on the profiles other than their age. They will literally cut your head off for presenting the badge of court. Alright. Oh, we could press him. I'm assuming we should probably press him on everything.
You can.
What do you think?
I don't like to press on every single thing. I think it's just too much time.
Okay.
I know if we don't press everything, we are denying content, though.
It's true.
Because there'll be, a dialogue for every press.
Let's try. Let's try it for this first one, at least.
Alright,
he says they got a call late at night, someone discovered a dead body inside the McCoy Tavern. Tell me more about that. What time exactly did you get this call? And who discovered the body?
The call came in at 1:25 a.m.
Alright,
That's right. In our fantasy world, we have the same time system based on our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. As for the witness who discovered it, he wanted to remain incognito.
I don't think AM and PM has anything to do with Jesus Christ. Are you sure you're not thinking of AC and BC?
Thinking of ACBC, I'm thinking of the calendar in general.
Yeah.
But time, I don't know. The AM and PM are the same, aren't they the same, like, linguistic root as A, C, and BC anyway?
You know, to be honest, I'm not 100% certain.
Please have your
Anyways, did you
fantasy world have its own...
Did you read this?
Please have your fantasy world have its own time system, please.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I read that.
It's not unusual for a witness to say anonymous. It's well within their right. Wait, what did I say that's wrong? Oh, wait. A, D, B, C. Fuck! Fuck! This would be a lot easier if you could question the witness directly.
What happened when you arrived, Commander?
Alright, let's press him on this.
For the record,
That's
when I say-
AC/DC!
For the record, when I say, I don't press everything, I mean, like, a lot of people play this game by pressing all the statements because they want to see every single bit of dialogue, whereas
Yeah.
I'm just like, I just play.
I feel like we need to press everything, though, because it's going to give us information that we need.
Yeah, sometimes it does, but if I know what it obviously is, I don't, like, sit there and press everything, because I want to see what they say. No, I just do it.
How did you know that the sword was my client's?
Her sword was made out of some kind of special alloy. I think it was forged out of the country or something. Some sort of folded Nipponese steel. Be hard to mistake something like that. We also have several eyewitnesses who verified that the sword belonged to the defendant. She made no effort to hide it from the public. Everyone, look at my sword! Quite the contrary, she was quite proud to show it off.
But even if the sword belongs to my client, that doesn't necessarily mean that she was the one who stabbed him.
Yeah, well.
Then he says they have several witnesses who heard the victim and defendant in a loud argument before the body was discovered. How did they know it was my client and the victim that were arguing?
You were there, weren't you? You had to have heard him too. Every witness we talked to knew it was them.
Oh, so Cactus, I was trying to think of like a reference to the old gauntlet. Blue Wizard needs food badly. So I was like, well, Blue Wizard, he's going into the kitchen to get some food. Well...
Your Honor, it's clear that the defense is playing devil's advocate. Even he should have recognized their voices.
Well, I got you there. Alright, this is the one where we're gonna get the big information. That's conjecture! Weren't there plenty of people around who could have committed the crime?
That tavern has been closed for years. The defendant, the victim, and Ruby Tamura were the only ones there before the body was discovered.
Alright, we just gotta put the blame on Ruby Tamura.
Well, there was someone else there. My mom! Plus, the murder weapon definitely belonged to her.
Also, given that Miss Tamura didn't do this, then it'll be hard to prove that someone else was at the crime scene.
You don't know that!
But you can't help but feel that there's something off about what he
Like,
just
we
said.
saw the cutscene, right? So we know it wasn't her, but he doesn't know it wasn't her.
Yeah. But he's got a hunch. He's like, it couldn't have... Well, actually, no. He does know it wasn't her because he saw the guy alive when he left the building when Celeste was already gone. And then he went to find her. And he knows that she wasn't there. So he knows it couldn't have been her.
Oh. I was talking to his mum.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't
know it couldn't be
that
her.
It couldn't be her mum.
You shouldn't have panicked so much before. His testimony is straightforward. But that will actually make this easier.
His family ties are blinding him.
Assuming that Miss McCoy is innocent, there has to be a flaw in his logic. You just need to compare every statement to each piece of evidence in your notes. Once you find a contradiction, present that piece of evidence to the contradicting statement.
Yeah, I think I know what it is.
Alrighty, what are you thinking?
It's the last statement.
Alright, what are we presenting?
Using her magic sword. Well, if we look at the sword in the court record,
Alrighty.
got no magical properties.
Okay.
It's not a magic sword.
Oh, yes, yes.
Bingo bango.
You're so right.
Objection!
Commander White, you testified that the victim was killed using the defendant's magical sword? Am I correct?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious when you look at the crime scene.
Slam! I think I'd actually have to disagree with you on that. The defendant's sword couldn't have possibly been the murder weapon.
What are you talking about, kid? The sword was inside his body. Of course, that's what killed him.
That may be the case, but take a look at the autopsy report. It states that the fatal wound had heavy traces of magic. So how would a non-magical sword leave traces of magic on the body?
What? Dude, cool arm.
To leave a trace like that, the wound would have to have been created with something magical. My client's sword may look fancy and expensive, but it is entirely mundane.
That doesn't make a lick of sense. If the sword didn't kill him, then why was it in the body?
Yes, I find that quite strange as well. Well, there's only one reasonable explanation, Your Honor. The wound was created magically, and someone shoved the sword into the wound afterward.
The hell are you talking about? We don't get this kind of progress in a case in a Phoenix game for at least 2 hours. You did it in one testimony. The defendant is a damn mage. She could have easily killed the victim using magic.
That may be, Commander. But why would she kill the victim using magic and then stab him with her sword?
Style.
She would just be incriminating herself!
Send a message.
No. If anything, this series of events proves one thing. Someone used magic to kill the victim. And then they pushed my client's sword into the wound to frame her! Oh,
Don't get ahead of yourself.
what?
Your Honor, the defense is trying to spin the facts in his favor, almost like that's his job. He claims that a third person committed the crime and used the sword to frame the defendant. But wouldn't the simpler explanation be this? Magic was being channeled through the sword at the time of death. That is what left the magical trace on the body. Commander, please tell the defense how the murder was committed using magic. What?
What?
Huh? Alright. I think I see where you're going with this.
Witness testimony.
It's true that the sword itself isn't magical, but magic can still be channeled through it. That defendant over there, her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. She must have used it on her sword before stabbing the victim. That spell is the reason why there were traces of transmutation magic on the wound.
Oh my goodness. So, her spell compendium contains a spell called Mage Blade. A spell compendium is a magical device that lists every spell a mage can cast. Luckily, Celeste's compendium only contains one spell.
Oh, like a book?
That means she can only cast that one spell. Celeste, do you have your spell compendium with you?
No, I left it at the tavern after. Well, you know, my dad, his body, intestines over the floor.
If you can't look at the description for Mage Blade, you'll have to approach this another way.
Slipping on the bile from his pancreas.
The commander's testimony was a lot vaguer this time. If you could press his statements, you might be able to find new information that you can use against him.
Oh, if I press, they have dialogue.
During cross-examination, you could press statements to acquire more information. Sometimes, pressing the right statement can make the witness add a statement to their testimony. Are you saying that my client used a spell and channeled it through her sword?
There are a vast number of spells that operate like that. Spells from the School of Transmutation are almost always channeled through an object.
Alright, he says her spell compendium has a spell called Mage Blade. Mage Blade.
It's a transmutation spell that sharpens my sword. I usually use it when I need to cut through an enemy's plate armor.
You didn't realize that she led such a lethal lifestyle.
Zandatsu.
But anyways, wouldn't it be excessive for the defendant to use a spell like that on the victim? He wasn't wearing any kind of armor at the time of death.
The victim and the defendant were in an intense argument. Perhaps she used the spell in a fit of rage. It was a crime of passion, after all.
Ugh, that theory's a little far-fetched. You'll need hard evidence if you want to disprove it. She must have used on the sword before stabbing the victim, and that spell's the reason why there are traces. Oh yeah, well it's... But why would she go to the trouble of doing that? Her sword alone would have been enough to commit the murder.
Your sword alone is enough. Mages are always looking for an excuse to throw their power around. That's true.
So true, so true!
There's no rhyme or reason to it.
Isn't that just your own personal bias, Commander?
We don't need to understand why the defendant did what she did. The fact of the matter is that magic was present at the crime. Are you saying we don't need to know her motive? This isn't the Phoenix Wright game, then. Do you have any evidence of the contrary?
You don't. Yet.
Yet.
Right. Yet.
Yet.
If she used a spell like that, wouldn't that have created traces of magic on the ground? How so? Well, let's say we follow the prosecution's theory. That would mean that the victim fell to the ground with the sword still inside him. At this point, Mage Blade would still be active, right? It would definitely leave a magical trace on the ground after making physical contact with it.
We're already way ahead of you, kid. We had our people scan the crime scene. And we found traces of transmutation magic right under the body, just like you said.
Oh, fuck! Oh.
If you still don't believe me, I have a picture of the crime scene
yes!
here. Yes, this photograph that will prove everything. Oh, why was this picture not brought to my attention? There was no need. This entire case is open and shut. Crime scene picture.
Cards.
Clue. A picture of Finn Hart McCoy after he was murdered.
You've seen pictures of the dead before, but it feels different now that the body is of someone you knew. Looks like there are traces of magic on the ground. But the shape is a little weird, isn't it? Okay, is there a button to like... Okay, I wanted to hide the like chat box, get a better look at that picture.
Oh, UI hide? I don't think so.
Oh, I'm being told you can. What was that just now? Alright, hold on, let's look at this photo. Oh, there we go.
What is that?
It's the fact that it's around the bottle.
What's that thing? What's that seal?
This? I think that's just what's on her weapon. See?
Is it?
Yeah, like, see, you see this, like...
It looks like a different... I guess because this is so small, I can't tell, but it looks different.
Yeah, it might be very small for you, but yeah. There's a circular... It looks exactly the same as this thing right here. It's just small.
Okay.
But the weapon does look weird. Like... It's got a handle, there's the hilt, then, like, this, like, flower design, and then the blade.
Yeah.
And then here, here's the flower, and then here's the blade. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what this is.
Yeah, this looks wrong. It looks wrong, but I'm not used to seeing traces of magic, so I can't articulate why. But let's just provoke. Let's just.
Oh, also he says she killed him with a stab from the front, which the sword.
Oh, you idiot!
Objection!
What? Did you present the sword?
Oh, well, I presented the picture.
No, you clicked the sword.
Oh, okay. Your Honor, it's clear that the witness testimony is contradictory. And this piece of
Restart.
evidence proves it. Oh no, this is definitely the generic you fucked up dialogue.
Restart the playthrough.
I fail to see how that proves anything, Mr. Cuthbert. I guess you're right. She killed him with a stab from the front, and then we present the sword.
Excuse me, we lose health? Sir, we take a penalty.
You say present the sword to this?
No, you presented the sword. Present the photo.
Oh, did I present the sword? I thought I presented the photo.
You presented the sword.
Oh, my bad.
Objection!
Your
Okay,
Honor,
I'm
it's clear that the witness...
Restart playthrough.
Interesting. What I'm also thinking is maybe because, like, the magic seems to be going not just around him, but also onto the bottle. But I don't know how I would present that.
What is the magic?
The magic is this hex grid, I think.
Oh!
Like, this, the hex grid, that's showing the magic contamination. At least that's what I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
The color... Okay, okay.
No spoilers! What's in the autopsy report?
Died after being stabbed from behind. There we go. Good catch, good catch.
Always that damn autopsy report contradicting the photo.
I'm sorry, Commander White, but it seems that you presented another glaring contradiction.
Oh yeah? And what's that?
You said that my client stabbed the victim from the front? Am I correct?
Yeah, you can see it plain in that picture. So, where's your contradiction?
That's the thing, Commander. Your picture clearly shows that the victim was stabbed from the front. But the autopsy report says that he died from a stab from behind!
What?
Oh!
Objection!
Aurum, you were supposed to release everything that you had! Why wasn't this photo given to me? There was no need. There's no way it could have been anyone other than that damn mage.
Oh wait, oops, I accidentally passed the line. Murmurs ring out across the gallery. It didn't matter how corrupt the justice system was. They wouldn't be able to cover up such blatant incompetence. You have them right where you want them. Order! Order of the court! Mr. Cuthbert, what is the meaning of this? Yeah, this soundtrack rules. I'll tell you what the meaning behind this is, Your Honor. As the autopsy report states, the victim died from a stab wound originating from his back. But this photo clearly shows that the sword entered from his front. This can only mean one thing. The sword was inserted into the wound after the fatal wound had already been created.
That's crazy. Do you honestly expect us to believe that?
Then please, enlighten me, Commander White. How else would the sword be facing the opposite way? Do you think my client stabbed the victim with the hilt of her sword? I didn't think so. What really happened is clear. The real murderer stuck the sword to the victim's wound to implicate my client. But they made a careless mistake and stuck the sword to the opposite side.
Objection!
It appears that I underestimated you, Mr. Cuthbert. But you still got ahead of yourself.
Really, Miss Steelwind? I believe that Mr. Cuthbert has adequately cast doubt on your case.
Oh, did he now? Then let me ask you one question, Mr. Cuthbert. If your client didn't kill Flinhar McCoy, then who did? I don't know, my mom.
How should I know? If I'm not mistaken, it's the commander's job to figure that out.
Oh, I'm well aware of the commando's incompetence. But one fact still stands. There was magic detected on the wound and the sword. Would you like for me to tell you how many mages live in that small town?
You don't like where she's going with this.
Just one. There's only one registered mage in that entire town. And that mage is your client.
What?
The defendant was also established to have been with the victim hours before his death. She was the last known person with him, and she was the only mage there. In addition to that, I have several witnesses who have heard them arguing. How she murdered the victim is simply an unanswered question.
I see. That certainly does change matters. I can't say that the prosecution's evidence is irrefutable, but there is still evidence that casts guilt upon the defendant. Damn it, you almost had them. Also, I've been thinking about it. Eye of Horus must be an ability, because we don't have it in our items.
It's in our head.
Yeah, it has to be in his head, which means it's not like an item, it's an ability.
Yeah.
Damn it, almost had them. There are far too many unanswered questions for me to pass a verdict. We'll give the law enforcement time to clear these unknowns. I suggest that they conduct their investigation more thoroughly this time. We'll resume this trial tomorrow morning. Court is adjourned.
Hello, Cuthbert.
As you walk out of the courtroom with Celeste, you are greeted by Miss Tamora.
Mom, why weren't you watching me?
Miss Tamora, you're here? Recall how you froze up during the first cross-examination. You feel a little ashamed that your mentor saw all of that.
Well, at the end of the day, you were able to pull it together. And once you did that, you performed adequately. On that note, I wanted to give you this. Celeste's Spell Compendium! Clue! It's Celeste McCoy's Spell Compendium. It contains the formula for the following spell. Mageblade. Mageblade! It's a transmutation spell. Incantation. Arcane. Gesture. None. Duration. 1 minute. Concentration. Yes.
Oh my god.
For the duration of the spell, the edges
stats
of this object, usually a blade, become unnaturally sharp, making it more effective at slashing through tough material. While under the effects of the spell, the object emits a yellow radiant glow. The target object must be no larger than a 5-foot cube.
Yellow radiant glow, that's important.
Yellow.
I remember in the intro they said a blue light.
My spell compendium! I swiped it from the dining area before the Inquisition arrived. Wow! Criminal! I thought it'd be best for you to have it.
So, this is your spell compendium, and it only has one spell.
Mage Blade.
This means that the prosecution has to prove that Celeste used that specific spell.
That means you're weak. You only know one spell? What's wrong with you? It will restrict how they approach this case, which gives you an edge over them. But that prosecutor is really something else.
She didn't do anything. You mean Prosecutor Steelwind? You can still remember her ripping glare. Gives you chills just thinking about it.
You wouldn't even know it, but this was also her first trial. Really? I thought that her inexperience would make for a good first opponent. But that girl, she's a natural in the courtroom. It makes me wonder why a Steelwind would choose to become an attorney in the first place. What do you mean? Steelwinds are a powerful noble house. Of the noble families, they are one of the few who answer directly to the king. Most members of their house take high-ranking positions in the kingdom's military. So it's a bit strange that she chose to become a prosecutor despite that. It's strange that she works for the government when her whole house works for the government. What?
Steelwind. I feel like I've heard it somewhere before.
In any case, it's best that you focus on the trial. You have about a day until court resumes. Right. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's weird that she showed up as a
These aren't girl words.
Right. Now that I have the time, I'd like to ask you some questions, Celeste. Namely about that argument you had with your father.
Oh. Sad.
You see the bailiff staring daggers at Celeste. It looks like they're waiting to take her back to her cell. Whatever questions you have for her will have to wait.
I should probably go.
Celeste walks away while avoiding eye contact with you. Bringing up her argument with Flintheart may have struck a nerve. I'll also use this opportunity to investigate the crime scene. I wouldn't be surprised if the Inquisition missed something.
You utterly embarrassed them today. Don't expect them to make the same mistake twice.
Right. There's still a lot of things we don't know about.
By the way, Ruby, if you stole more things from the crime scene, can you tell us? As much as I hate to admit it, your skills of deduction far surpass mine. If anyone can figure out what really happened that night, it's you.
Yeah, I'd like to save my game. Gotta move it to another save slot since it's not a perfect run anymore. You arrive back at the McCoy Tavern. Luckily for you, the Inquisition set up a teleportation circle for you to use. With that circle, you could magically teleport between the capital and the crime scene instantaneously. It's definitely miles better than having to travel by carriage. Two teleportation magically exists, that's important.
What are you doing here?
Commander White takes notice of you as you enter the tavern. It looks like he's working with a team of knights to investigate the crime scene. I'm the defense attorney in this case. I have just as much right to investigate this crime scene as you do.
Yeah, whatever. Just remember, I got my eye on you, kid. We should say, we've got our eye on you, and we use the Eye of Horus to exploit his head.
What do you think about this?
I don't know what you're expecting me to say. Much to say about that.
Maybe best to try something else.
Aw, what? That's the badge. You can't just generic dialogue the badge.
Alright, what should we present now?
Oh.
Should we present him with anything? Or...
Nah, I just talked to him.
Alright. Questions? Just wondering if I could ask you some questions about the case.
Ah! Might help the likes of you. I saw who your boss is, and I know what you're up to. That witch probably sent you here to con me.
What? I'm just looking for some information.
A likely story.
He was cooperative before when he let you see Celeste. Why is he being so stubborn now? Is he angry that you embarrassed him in court today? In any case, you won't get anywhere at this rate. If you want his help, you'll need to persuade him through an argument. Oh, shit! What if I just started egging him on? It helps. Psychological profiles. It helps prepare before starting an argument with someone. Talk to Aurum or present items to him to build a psychological profile for him. If you successfully fill the profile gauge, you'll receive more information during any arguments against him. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna be right back though. I need to refill my water. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty!
Should I say anything? Oh, you left. So I got an idea with my Gemling Legionnaire. So I'm trying to use, because Rapid Fire is a really bad skill, so I'm wondering if I can make it good by stacking tons of attack speed. In the same way that you stack attack speed in the Gemling Legionnaire Molten Blast build, you go for all the attribute stacking, and then you get the skill node that gives you extra attack speed for each 5 dexterity you have. So because Gemling Legionnaire can stack dexterity so hard, I'm thinking that if I buff the attack speed up on Rapid Fire so much, the wind up isn't going to be as bad. because the wind-up is 800% attack speed. The wind-up of rapid fire is 800% of your attack speed. So if you lower your attack speed, then the wind-up is significantly less. So if I do that, then that would probably make rapid fire usable. Rapid fire is like one of the worst skills in the game. I don't have, like, that's not me researching or anything, that's just by my feel. It's not good to have a skill where you have to stand there and just wait for it to charge up before it actually starts doing damage, or actually even starts firing. But I reckon if I can get this to work, then if rapid fire becomes useful, it could probably melt a boss really hard. I don't know about clear speed. I don't know about shooting into a pack of mobs with it. I guess I could fork the projectiles. That's what I saw someone else do, but I don't know how much I go with that. They also went for all the fire buff nodes. They didn't do the attack speed thing. So I don't know if that's what I want to follow. I don't know. I mean, I could buff ignites, but the problem is, I think if I hit it, if one of the bullets triggers the ignite, it's not going to do that much damage on its own, because the ignite damage comes off the damage of the hit, the one singular hit that causes it. So because rapid fire is so many bullets at once, just that one little bullet doing its damage isn't going to trigger a huge ignite. It would probably be better to buff the duration of ignite and the ignite chance so that it's constantly burning, but I don't know how much damage that's going to do in the long run. And I'm thinking I do have to get something else for clear speed, so something like explosion bolt, probably not galvanic shotgun. I'm not really going into any of the lightning nodes. I guess there's the incendiary fragments, but that skill also is not very good compared to just galvanic in its base form. There's fragmentation rounds. That one could be okay. I know that fragmentation rounds is supposed to be the payoff for like when you freeze them, because it does extra damage when you do the freeze. But without the freeze, it seems to do okay. Stun grenade is working really well along with rapid fire, because flash grenade has that same built-in defense to it. Hi, hun.
Talking about your current PoE build? What's going on? What'd I miss?
Well, we should prepare an argument for this guy.
Well, we gotta present stuff to him so we can have him talk at us.
Okay.
Let's, the autopsy report seems to be pretty detailed in some aspects and vague in others. Why is that?
I'm not sure about the details, but the autopsy is performed by a mage who studies divination. Their magic gives us details about how someone dies, but there's always a few blind spots.
Blind spots? Like what?
Well, for one thing, if someone mucks around with the body after death, the report becomes muddled.
What?
Divination magic can tell what happened to a body, but not in what order and at what times. We don't use magic in our autopsy reports, and we can tell both of those things.
Yeah, but we're in a highly advanced society. But someone definitely stabbed Flintheart's body with Celeste's sword. If what he's saying is true, it'll be that much harder to figure out what kind of weapon originally killed him. We didn't get any psychological profile from that.
That mage's sword is really strange. It's almost a shame that we had to confiscate it.
Is it really that abnormal?
It's definitely not like any kind of sword I've seen. I wonder if it was forged in the Eastern Kingdoms.
It's said to present items to get psychological profile.
Maybe we just haven't got the right one.
Yeah. Privacy photo. What do you think about this?
What do you think about this? She's doing that.
What do you think about... Should we show them that we have the compendium that they're looking for?
Yeah.
I've never seen a real spell compendium before. I'm still not exactly sure how they work.
Well, spell compendiums are magical devices that display exactly which spells a mage can cast. You can probably guess, but the Inquisition uses these things all the time.
Right. Having that information is definitely a blessing for the defense and the prosecution. Alright, what do you think about Mage Blade, dude? What do you think about this? What do you think about me?
I never knew Tamora had a kid. Why have I never seen you before?
I tend to stay inside a lot.
I was locked in the cupboard.
As a child, you couldn't control the Eye of Horus that well. Hearing the myriad of thoughts from a large crowd tended to be overwhelming for you.
So many exploded heads. just being like Cyclops and casting his gaze over an entire room and all the heads.
Oh
no! I've only ever seen her as a ruthless lawyer. It's hard to imagine a woman like that taking care of a kid.
Well, she was just as ruthless as a guardian.
Locked in the cupboard.
Let's ask about the Inquisition. So, what does the Arcane Inquisition
If we
do
want
exactly?
his psychological profile, why don't we ask him about himself?
I was gonna do that as well. That's a good
You're
idea.
trying to pick a fight with me?
No, I'm just genuinely curious.
Well, I'm sure you already know, but us Inquisitors investigate crimes that involve magic.
Do crimes like this happen often?
Nah, maybe once in a blue moon.
It makes sense. Most mages are in the nobility, after all. Even if they're untouchable, they don't make a habit of getting into trouble with the law. You must have an easy job, then.
Yeah, you got that right. Anger! The only reason we exist is to clean up the nobility's messes.
Doesn't seem that happy about that. Oh, we're getting some. Alright, you want to ask him about himself?
Yeah. What do you think about
What do
this?
you think about this?
I ain't worth talking about. Oh, buddy. Talk about other, mages.
Commander White, you seem to speak negatively about my client's magic. Do you have a personal grudge against mages?
You're damn right, Knuckles.
You're damn right! Wow, he didn't even try to deny it.
And if you had any sense, you would too. All a mage has to do is wave their hands and say some magic nonsense. Then you suddenly have a dead body on the ground. Don't get me started on mage blight. If some noble uses their magic too much, they end up snapping and going on a rampage. Oh
my God.
I hate that. I hate when my thing that makes me special and cool also makes me angry.
I don't know if this is going too far, but why join the Inquisition if you hate mages so much? Considering the fact that,
Sorry, you fool. Why did he join the Inquisition if he gets to put away mages?
Yeah, I was like, what? That seems like a perfect spot for him to go.
That my job is to sweep the nobility's crimes under the rug?
Sorry, I didn't mean to insinuate.
No, you have the right of it. Anytime a noble is involved in a case, I'm ordered to look the other way.
You don't seem very happy to do that. Why would you stay in this line of work?
Because every once in a while I'm allowed to put a criminal mage behind bars. We can't go after the nobles. Any other mage is fair game. Or at least, they were before your boss showed up. Angry.
Your boss? Does he have something against Miss Tamora? I have to ask, did something happen between you and Miss Tamora?
Ha! Miss Tamora. What are you, her lackey or something?
No, actually, she's my guardian.
Oh. I didn't know she even had her. Look, kid, I don't know what the deal is between you two. But no good will ever come from associating with her.
This is about the rumors, isn't it? Throughout the years, there have been several insidious rumors surrounding Miss Tamora. She's been accused of forgery, blackmail, and all manner of illegal activities. It's clearly misinformation spread by the nobility to discredit her. She's always been fine with it, but you can't help but get angry on her behalf.
It's more than just rumors. I've seen it for myself. That woman is evil, kid.
She defends mages who don't have the protection of the nobility. She's not evil, she's a hero.
Yeah, whatever.
Orem White's psychological profile is complete. Alright, I'm here to destroy you with facts and logic, buddy.
That's right, I heard you say a few sentences. Now I know your entire existence.
Yeah.
Literally on this piece of paper. And if I follow the script, you will acquiesce to everything I say.
Commander White seems unusually hostile towards you. And you have a feeling it's not just because you embarrassed him in court today. If you could clear up this misunderstanding, you might be able to convince him to help you. Start an argument with Orem White?
I reach over and grab a glass bottle and smash it on the floor. Oh, yo!
So you're telling me our main character is, he's antisocial, he stays inside most of the time, and his idea of how to win people over to his side is to walk up to them and start an argument with them?
Yep. Magic, rebuttal, pieces, motives.
Alright, I'm just gonna come out and say it. Do you have a problem with me, Commander White?
You should know exactly what my problem is with you.
Commander White is stubborn. Or wait, do you want to read this? I guess this would be part of
Commander
our.
White is stubborn and stuck in his ways. He seems to have a grudge against Ruby Tamura and will react negatively if you try to defend her. However, he will respect you if you defend yourself against personal attacks.
Hmm.
I saw who you work for. Do I have to spell it out for you?
Oh.
Or does your boss not tell you what she gets up to? Ruby Tamura is a crooked lawyer.
Elocutions and arguments. Arguments are not always fought using hard evidence. Sometimes you need to elocute to convince your opponent that their claim is wrong. When prompted for an elocution, choose from one of the 3 possible responses. The correct response can be gleaned from reading your opponent's psychological profile. So...
No,
I think maybe
what's
deflect.
the profile?
It says that he doesn't like Ruby Tamura, but he doesn't like it if we defend her, but he'll respect us if we defend ourselves. So this one, I'm not defending her, but I'm like, hey, it's about me, not her.
I'm the big boy.
Yeah.
I'm the big... Yeah, tell him we're the big boy.
Regardless of what Miss Tamura has done, I'm the one heading this case. Whatever problems you have with her, they have nothing to do with me.
Ooh, my health bar.
he's looking at his HP bar like, oh fuck.
That still doesn't change the fact that you work for her. I've seen that woman do all kinds of shady shit in the cases I've worked. Forgery, bribery, blackmail, you name it. You're just another crook. I bet you're just the same, a successor for the devil of defense attorneys. Well, we defend ourselves.
Alright, defend seems good, yeah. Let's see, rationalize.
Nah, defend ourselves.
No, yeah, I think defend is the one. I'm not Ruby Tamura. It doesn't matter if the rumors are true or not. Regardless of what you've seen her do, I'm going to run an honest case.
There's only a little bit left. Look, kid, I'd like nothing more than to believe you. But after everything I've seen her do, I know better. I have no reason to trust you. Anyone taught by that woman can't be anything more than a crook.
Let's see. Alright, not this one. But these other two I feel about equal on. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior?
Rationalize.
Nothing that I've done has given you any reason to suspect.
I think it's rationalize.
Okay. Yeah, alright, we'll go with that one. Her way of teaching me was ruthless, I'll give you that.
Covered.
But the only thing that she taught me was how to practice law. Have you seen me engage in any crook-like behavior? Argument 1! Destroyed!
Well, I have clearly died a mental death today. You just want some info, right?
Yes, that's all I'm asking for.
Alright, I'll answer your questions. Just don't make me regret this.
You've successfully persuaded Orem White.
Now
Let's
he
go.
works for us.
Alright. This probably goes without saying, but I don't believe that the sword is the murder weapon.
Right, I guess you have to prove that someone else put the sword there.
Did the Inquisition find anything suspicious on the scene?
If you're asking if we found another bloody weapon lying around, we definitely didn't.
That'd be a little too convenient, wouldn't it?
But let's say that the girl really is being framed. If there was another murder weapon, the killer probably walked out with her.
Do you think that they could have hidden it somewhere in the tavern?
Doubt it. After the trial, Steelwind turned the place upside down and scanned it with her magic. If someone did hide a murder weapon here, they hid it well.
Or they hid it in plain sight.
Plain
Or
sight.
mistaken. I can't believe you made such an obvious mistake during your investigation, dude.
Oh, shut it with that! I already got an earful from Steelwind about that mess. That's right, I was verbally degraded by an 18-year-old girl. Well, you don't have to worry about me mucking things up. Steelwind's basically taken over the entire investigation.
Wait, does she have the authority to do that?
Normally, she wouldn't. But I know better than to go against orders from a noble.
Right. There's definitely a strange power dynamic between them.
But honestly, that girl sweats the details too much. The details are the most important thing! That's why you're the Lestrade! That's why you're the gumshoe! She even had my men draw up a scaled map of the crime scene. I don't know why they do that. You wouldn't prove a single thing with a map of the crime scene.
Wait, really? Do you have a copy?
Sure, knock yourself out. I'm the gumshoe. I don't know shit. Don't know how much good it'll do you.
Dude.
Crime scene map, McCoy Tavern. A geometrically scaled map of the crime scene.
That sounds helpful. Let's examine this. Oh.
No, it's not
No.
examined. It's in your core. You.
This is important.
Okay, so every square is 5 foot. So I take my move action to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to the table. I spend 10 feet to jump up on the table.
Dude, there's no doors out of this room.
There is. It's at the bottom.
No, I mean, like, other than that, like, I thought there was another way in, or out, or like an upstairs.
Maybe they have to get to it another way.
Steal this for a D&D game. Alrighty.
Yeah, that sure is a room worthy of stealing. Welcome to the bare room with tables and some chairs.
I heard that this was Prosecutor Steelwind's first trial. She must be pretty talented if that's true.
A pain in my ass is what she is. That damn noble comes in here telling me how to do my job. I honestly have no idea what she's even doing in this line of work.
I heard that she's from a renowned noble house. She must be a pretty powerful mage.
Ha! Powerful is an understatement. Steelwinds who came before her could turn this entire town into a glass crater.
What? There's no way that's true. Right? Alright. I think it's time to actually examine shit. We can look at this table. We can look back here. Okay, well, I have to look at this. It's a painting of a man in a suit. There's some text on it. Adam Evelay? Politician
Evelay.
of the Pedantic. I've heard of this guy. He's some kind of politician from one of the nations west of here. I heard he's pretty much a shoo-in to win whatever election they got going there. An election? Was Flintheart studying democracies for this little revolution?
Democracy.
Jump scare! It's a painting of a mage? And there's some text on it. Samala Dakhlian, a legendary practitioner of the arcane arts, who mysteriously disappeared one day. It's rumored that he was developing a formula for a new transmutation spell. However, he was reckless in casting the spell, and Dalian quickly lost control of its magic. His body was never found. Many speculate that he didn't actually die during the accident, But if that's true, where did he end up?
Sounds like a cautionary tale against using magic.
That might explain why Flintheart keeps it in his tavern.
No, I also keep paintings of past and future lore in my house.
The Inquisition lit some candles, but there's a magical lamp right there. I wonder why they're not using those instead. It's a modern-looking lamp mounted on the wall. It's a lamp powered by artificery. I didn't expect to find something this sophisticated in a town like this.
Ah! Artificery is just another form of magic.
Actually, artificery draws from surrounding ley lines to...
I didn't ask for a science lesson, kid! Anyways, look where artificery got these folks. The arcane power cell broke, and they haven't had any power for weeks. Yep, nothing can beat good old oil and flame.
Dude, yeah, I love
This
artificery.
guy's Tracer Tong. Let's all just go back to living in the woods. Clearly the morally superior ending for Deus Ex. Broken power cell. The McCoy Inn is outfitted with several lamps powered by artificery. However, the arcane power cell has been broken for weeks and the lamps can't be turned on. Wait a minute. Lights are out.
Well, it seems like there's nothing else here. There's a broken bottle on the floor. It's shattered close to the chalk outline of the body. The label has the words lotus juice on it.
Okay, cute. It's not wine, it's grape juice. But it's not grape juice, it's lotus juice. I never heard of that brand before. Must be foreign. Shattered bottle of lotus juice. The shattered remains of a glass bottle. You found it next to Flynn Hart McCoy's body. The label says the words lotus juice.
There's a chalk outline of a person on the ground of the tavern. This is probably where Flintheart died. The outline matches the picture that the Inquisition took. Does it? Nothing seems out of place here.
Okay, it does.
Wait, hold up. I wanna look at the body. You see, like, that is not the same pose.
Okay, but they could have moved the body in the picture.
Well, that seems like crime scene tampering. I don't think there's anything else
They
to examine.
well, they had to show something. They had to show something, I guess.
Okay, I think that's everything.
But no, you're right. That is a fuck up, and we should dox the creators of this game.
Yeah, I agree. This game sucks, dude. You think you find everything that you can here. What does it all mean? There's no murder weapon to be found, and there's no obvious evidence of another person at the scene.
Hey, you okay? You got all quiet all of a sudden.
Alright, just focus. Close your eyes and let everything else disappear from the world.
Hey, you listening? Hello?
So, there's no clear evidence pointing to another killer.
I'm trying to distract you.
There is, however, evidence pointing to how Flintheart moved before his death. Oh my... What?
What can
Okay.
you tell about how Flintheart died?
There's no blood trail leading to or from the body. What does this imply about the location of Flintheart's death? Flintheart didn't move after the murder. No, there was no blood trail where Flintheart's body is. The lack of blood trail tells us something important.
During the murder.
Oh. Flintheart died where he was attacked. He didn't move from his position at all.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
There's also the autopsy report, which says that he died from a stab from behind. He was probably caught off guard and was too incapacitated to move anywhere else. This means that the attack happened at the exact position he fell over.
Privacy map has been updated.
There's also the shattered bottle of lotus juice.
How did the bottle shatter?
I doubt it means anything, but the shattered bottle is right next to the body. the killer.
Flintheart dropped the bottle during the
Yeah.
attack.
I thought it was going to say maybe the killer broke it. There we go. The killer dropped the bottle during the attack. Flintheart dropped the bottle when he was attacked. From that, we can infer that he was holding it the moment before he was attacked.
It's been updated. What's so strange about one bottle, though?
It may seem like an insignificant detail, but that detail could help me infer other elements of what happened during the murder.
Right.
There's also the fact that the artificer, I know how to say artificer, but is it artificery?
Artificery.
Okay, yeah. There's also the fact that the artificery lights were out. I've heard of artificer, but I've never heard of artificery. That's a new one to me. Were these candles here when you arrived at the crime scene, Orem?
They were, because we saw them when we arrived here last night. Those candles were there and they were lit, and I commented on them. But anyway, no, we had to light some so we could see the crime scene properly. We thought it was weird too. The girl and her father must have had their argument in pitch black darkness.
It was dark after we left.
Well, yeah, after we left. He was like, were those candles always there? It's like, yeah, the candles were there. What can we infer about the state of the crime scene?
So they didn't light any candles to make up for the broken lights.
The crime scene?
The crime scene had no lighting during the murder. The crime scene had no lighting during the murder.
Broken power, so updated.
The argument that Celeste had with Flintheart must have been spontaneous. They weren't planning to have a conversation in this room. In this darkness, Flintheart wouldn't have a lot of visibility. If he was stabbed from behind, he probably didn't see it coming. He was clearly surprised and was probably in too much shock to run away. Also, the bottle may seem insignificant, but he was holding it when he was attacked. Maybe he was pouring a drink for himself, or maybe it was for a visitor. Either way, the assailant must have been unseen by Flintheart.
Kid?
Or the assailant attacked him from his blind spot while his back was turned. Why would his back be turned, though? Was he distracted by something?
Kid!
What?
What was that all about? What, are you fucking thinking? You using a brain? What the fuck?
Sorry. Sometimes I just get lost in my own thoughts.
Yeah, well, cut it out. I don't like the smell you off-put when you think. Freaking me out.
Right. Anyway, you think you found everything you can here. You should move somewhere else.
We should move.
Whoa.
People keep seeing you here. They're going to start asking questions.
Did I accidentally skip a line? Okay, no.
No. Leave the investigation to me. All you have to do is stay quiet until the trial is over.
While heading upstairs, you spot the prosecutor having a conversation with someone. They seem to be in some kind of argument.
Enough! I will do as I see fit. You may be a Steelwind, but this is my land.
Sorry.
Oh? You're that defense attorney from the trial.
I am? I'm sorry, but who...
How rude of me. My name is Lord Garrick Pierce, the ruling noble of this land.
Oh, Lord. Dude, that's Garrick Pierce, the nobleman.
As the ruling noble, I suppose I should thank you for playing your role in the current trial. As misguided as it may be.
I suppose that you also think my client is guilty?
It does not matter what I think. This entire scandal has done nothing but rile up the common folk. Magic is a gift for the nobility, and the nobility alone. It is a symbol of the aristocracy, and our divine right to rule. True. And now that bastard child has tainted that symbol in the public eye. All of that has oh, yes, you.
No, that's... Oh, that has nothing to do with her. She's just an innocent woman who got wrapped up in all this.
Even if she is innocent, the charges have been laid and made public. Someone must take the fall, lest the public accuse the justice system of corruption.
No. So you're saying that she should be found guilty even if she's innocent?
What do you suppose will happen if she's acquitted? Or the public will see as a mage going free despite a myriad of evidence. That alone would be enough to cause public outrage. Tensions between the aristocracy and the common folk are high enough as is. What is one insignificant girl when compared to the stability of our great kingdom?
That's
enough. Stop antagonizing him, Pierce. I can't refute what he said, but I don't agree with it.
What?
The system should be based on truth and justice, not on public opinion.
Then why are you working against my client? Do you honestly think she's the kind of person that would kill her father?
It doesn't matter what kind of person she appears to be. The evidence clearly points to her as the only possible killer. But you should fight according to your own ideals. Just as I will fight for mine.
It's hard to get a read on that woman. Doors. Several doors lead to guest rooms. Aside from the rooms that you and Mr. Mora use, they don't look like they've been open for quite some time. There's some candles lighting up the hallway. They look like they used to be a part of the old architecture. Okay. There's a door at the end of the hallway. It looks like it's seen some use recently. I tried to open the door, but it seems to be locked. Perhaps someone might have a key to open it. I think that's everything up here. Wait. Orm, you got that key?
No.
No, damn. Alright, the barracks? Dude, we're going to the police station. You return to the cell that Celeste is being kept in. Oh. The ambient despair in the air fills your mind like a horrendous stench. You do your best to ignore the emotions of the other prisoners, but you haven't had much practice blocking out this many people.
Sawa.
As you arrive, you see Celeste huddled down in a corner.
Sawa.
As soon as she sees you, her dour mood seems to lift, if only for a moment.
Oh, hi, Mr. Cuthbert.
There's no need to address me so formally, just call me Tyrion.
Okay.
Anyway, I came here to ask you some questions about the case.
Right.
Oh, the music got so sad. I'm sorry for freezing up like that. I almost lost us the trial.
Hey, I'm sorry for almost getting you executed. Because I just... My anxiety, my anxiety gets me in a lot of trouble. It almost sent you to the gallows. No need to apologize. You did great.
But it's only thanks to her. If she hadn't calmed you down, who knows what would have happened.
I still don't understand, though. Why were there traces of magic on my dad's body?
Right. Those traces of magic were on the sword and the body. Magical traces are particles of magical residue that are left behind when a mage casts a spell. They only linger for around 48 hours, and that gives you a rough timeline of when and where a spell is cast. Did you cast Mage Blade on your sword that day?
I did. I usually cast it when I train in the morning.
That explains why there was a trace on the sword, at least.
Did the trace on my sword leave the magical trace on my dad's body?
No, magical traces can't be moved around physically. For a spell to leave a trace, it has to be active when physical contact is made.
Really? What does that mean then?
Whatever killed your father had a transmutation spell active on it at the time. The magical trace on your sword was just an unlucky coincidence.
I can't believe this.
Could you tell me more about your father? Ooh.
I shouldn't have phrased that as, could you tell me more about your fucking dead father?
Sorry, I know this must be difficult after everything that's happened.
No, it's okay.
Oh, is that it, Cactus? Oh, that's cute.
If it helps you, I'll try my best to answer your questions.
Were you too close?
We were. I'm sure you know this by now, but I was adopted by him and my mum. But even though I didn't have their blood, they treated me as if I did. He loved me with all his heart until his heart was severed.
Until? Until what?
Until his heart was severed.
Does this have something to do with the argument that they had? It's because he found out she was a mage.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry to say this, but I could hear your argument from my room that night. Could you tell me about what happened?
For as long as I can remember, my dad has hated mages. I'm not sure why, but if you even mentioned magic around him, he'd fly into a rage. So I hid my magic from my family.
But why even learn magic in the first place? If you really wanted to, you could have gone your whole life without using it.
Ever since our tavern closed, my family's been in a lot of debt. I decided to become a mercenary and use magic to enhance my ability to fight. So, you know, I decided to become a dog of war. Most mages are in the nobility, so people will pay a lot for a sellsword who can use magic.
So that's
Well,
why she's a mercenary.
Can't get into college. To get a fast food job. I think I'll kill people. So that's occupation. But I know now, learning magic was the biggest mistake I've ever made. On that night, my dad found my spell compendium. When he confronted me about it, I finally came clean to him. That's when he flew into another one of his rages. He shouted at me, he told me that I betrayed him and his family.
I'm so sorry. I can't imagine how that must have felt.
I deserved every bit of it. I knew how much he hated magic, but I learned to use it anyways. He showed me so much love, and I just threw it all away. Now, I mean, to be fair, the spell you picked to learn was I can turn anything into a blade and kill someone. Like, if you're like healing magic, then maybe you would have had a better chance. But,
Hey, I mean,
you
she
just
made
went,
a good point, though.
You went
Mercenary
full
pays
DPS.
good. Don't say that. I'm sure he still loved you.
No, I could see it in his eyes. He hated me, and he died hating me. Sad.
You feel a sharp pain in your chest as you see that thought. Let's ask about the locked door. So, there's a locked room in the tavern. It's at the very end of the hallway upstairs. The Inquisition probably searched it already, but I just wanted to investigate it to make sure.
A locked room at the end of the hallway? I think that's my room. What do you think that's your room?
Yeah, what? Do you know how I could get in there? It's the only room in the tavern that I haven't investigated. You feel a suspicious gaze from Celeste.
Honey, we have to investigate your room. Don't do this little girl thing.
What's that look for? I'm your lawyer. I'm not gonna do anything weird.
Sorry, you're right. Yeah, you can use this key to get inside. Celeste's bedroom key! The key to Celeste McCoy's bedroom in the McCoy Tavern.
Alright, what do you think about this? Oh.
This
Alright.
isn't a real fan game. How do you fuck this up?
What do you think about me? Oh,
She doesn't know you yet.
Oh. What do you think about this dude? Okay, she doesn't know anything about him. Alright. Let's go to Celeste's bedroom.
Yeah.
I can't believe no one gives a shit about my badge. This is fucked. Use the key to enter Celeste's room. However, you're startled when you notice that someone else is already inside.
You can be a woman this time.
Oh, thank you, honey. I've already told you knights everything that I know. What more do you... aren't you Celeste's attorney? I am. Who are you? Oh, how rude of me. I'm Jolene McCoy. I'm Celeste's mother. Oh, she's still here. Dude, that's Jolene McCoy. Occupation unemployed.
Occupation mother.
I was at the trial this morning. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for my daughter. So this is Celeste's mother. She might be able to tell you more about Flynnheart. About that, do you mind if I ask you some questions for my investigation? Of course. I'll do anything I can to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some water.
The Bobbies put him away.
Getting some water.
All right, I will just we'll wait for all.
No,
We can.
you continue.
No.
It's not gonna be any voices. I'm gonna be 10 seconds. Come on.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna miss important lore. You're gonna miss the lore. All right, chat. I'm loading up Party House. I played Party House for like I'm not joking when I say I played Party House for like 2 hours straight yesterday. I've already got the cherry on Party House, but I want to beat my best streak is 7, and I was trying to beat it, but every time I get to 4, I get like the most fucked setup where it's just like nothing but troublemakers, no trouble negation. Oh, he's back. Oh shit. All right. So that's about Flynnheart. Can you tell me why your husband hated mages so much? I understand that most people dislike the nobility and associate magic with them, but on that night, it's like he was furious at Celeste specifically because she was a mage. Oh, you must have talked to Celeste. I wasn't there when their argument happened, but I can only imagine what he said to her. Do you know what happened to him? Why does he hate magic so much? Celeste doesn't know about this, but years ago, Flynnheart had a sister named Effie. When I was a child, we were friends with a boy named Garrick Pierce. He was the son of the ruling noble at the time. Garrick Pierce? Isn't that the nobleman that was speaking with Steeland earlier? We were all inseparable at the time. He'd always sneak into town to play with us against his family's wishes. They probably weren't too happy about that. He was quite rebellious back then. But he's a completely different person now. But everything changed when Garrick began learning how to use magic. One day when we were playing together, he wanted to show off the spells that he'd learned. He was told not to use his magic without his instructor there, but he was just too excited. He began casting his spells, but something went horribly wrong. Oh no! Oh no!
The incident.
Sounds so familiar. He lost control of his magic and fatally wounded Effie. We tried bringing her back into town, but by that time, it was too late. She was already gone. I'm sorry. That must have been traumatizing for all of you. The next day, the Arcane Inquisition came to investigate what happened. House Pierce used their connections to cover up what happened. They even threatened Flynnheart's family into keeping quiet. After that, the official story was that Effie had been mauled by a wolf. That's not surprising. The nobility seldom take responsibility for their actions, even for a mistake like that.
Yeah, Dingo did it. Flynnheart's sister died during an accident involving Garrick Pierce and his magic. Ever since then, he has hated magic and the mages who wield them.
Something changed in Flynnheart after that. He began speaking out against the nobility. Eventually, he started hosting rallies in this very tavern. Each night, more and more people began listening to his words and joining his cause. The number of people that he'd gotten under his banner was terrifying. There was even talk of an outright revolution against the kingdom. That might explain why someone would go out of their way to kill him. I knew how much danger he was putting himself in, but no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't convince him to stop. His attitude didn't even begin to change until we adopted Celeste. Can you tell me more about Celeste? How did she become a part of your family? It all happened many years ago, back when McCoy Tavern was still open. We were closing one night when we found a baby with white hair abandoned in the dining area. We waited weeks for her parents to come by, but no one ever came looking for her. And that baby was Celeste? Yes. Flintheart and I had always wanted a child. I thought that Celeste must have been a gift from the Scaled Lord. But one day I saw Celeste practicing her magic. I think that's when I realized that someone from the nobility must have abandoned her at our inn. I didn't care, though. I loved her all the same. I'm sure Flintheart did, too. Wait, you knew that she was a mage all this time? I did. You haven't known her very long, but she's a terrible liar. Flintheart must have noticed, too. But I think that he didn't want to believe it. It's my fault. I should have forced him to see the truth. I spoke with Celeste earlier. She thinks that her father hated her because she was a mage. There's no way he would ever feel that way. He loved her more than anything in the world. No matter what he said to her that night, nothing would ever change that. After seeing them together, you figured as much. Celeste was the world to him. When we adopted her, it was the first time in decades that I'd seen him so genuinely happy. They must have been really close. More than anything. Do you want to hear a story?
No.
Celeste had just returned from her travels. She wouldn't stop talking about this foreign drink that she loved. Something like lotus juice? Yeah, I knew it! It's called lotus juice or something strange like that? Well, Flintheart did everything he could to have it shipped here. He called in a bunch of favors with some of his revolutionary friends. But in the end, he was only able to get a single bottle of it. Is it really that rare? Yes. I won't be surprised if we're the only bottle of lotus juice in the region. Wait a minute, lotus juice? Is this the bottle that Flintheart bought? You show her a picture of the shadow. Oh, I'm sure you want to show her the picture of the dead body of her husband?
Fine with it.
Show her a picture of the shattered bottle that you found next to Flintheart's body. My hand's just covering up the body. What do you think about this? It is! Oh no. He was gonna surprise her with it. I found the broken pieces next to Flintheart's. Well, I found them in the dining area. It's strange. He'd been keeping it in our room so she wouldn't find it. Really? When was the last time you saw it? Right before I left the house that night. It was right before their big argument. So it wasn't just laying around in the bar. He decided to retrieve it after the argument.
Shattered bottle of lotus juice updated.
Thank you. Alright, you think you've investigated everything you can for now. But there's still one last thing you need to do. Get ready yourself for one last conversation with Celeste. Well, hold on, I didn't look at this room yet. There's a bed here, look at that.
Final conversation.
It's a fancy looking bed. Celeste had it custom made. Wouldn't something like this be really expensive? It was. I was really surprised when she returned from her travels. Apparently, she was making a lot of gold from her job as a mercenary. Wow, you and Flintheart must have been happy for her. We are, but I still wish she'd get a less dangerous job. It's a painting of a woman with some sort of aquatic animal.
What kind of creature?
Oh, I love that painting. Celeste brought it back from her travels. Supposedly that woman is named Madeline Kipling. From what I've heard, she runs a wildlife sanctuary for endangered species. I think the animal in this painting is called a fey kip. Celeste told me that she really likes them. That's interesting. You weren't aware that these kind of creatures even existed.
Why is she dressed like a mudkip?
It's a table with several chairs. It must be used for entertaining guests. Doesn't look like it's seen much use, though. Wait a second. She is a mudkip! Oh my god. Little axolotl girl. It's a door leading to the upstairs hallway. Alright, I think that is truly everything. Alright. Honey?
Yeah? Oh, you're back. Did you forget something?
Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh?
Earlier, you said something that I just can't let go. You said that your father died hating you. But after everything I heard about him, I don't think that's true.
No, I think that's true.
Your father loved you, Celeste, even in his final moments. You desperately want to reach her. If she keeps believing that he hated her, that thought will eat away at her for the rest of her life. You know that better than anyone.
He's just lying to make me feel better.
It looks like it won't be that simple. I must destroy her with facts and logic!
Yes! Let me mansplain to you!
Celeste believes that her father died hating her. But after seeing them together and learning about them, you know that can't possibly be true.
We must quell her womanly hysteria.
You just need to convince her of that. Start an argument? Yes.
I have all the clues. And now I make my first chess move. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, and I really do appreciate it. But everyone knows that my father hated mages. He's always hated magic. There's no reason behind it.
Oh, is that so? Well, what about the fact that he has a sister? That was added to his profile, wasn't it? Oh, okay, no, here we go. The Flintheart's sister. I don't know if it's my place to say this, but there's a reason why your father hated magic so much.
What?
When Flintheart was a child, he had a sister. She was tragically killed by a mage decades ago. That's why he had such an immense hatred for magic.
I never knew. But that doesn't change anything. That's all the more reason for him to have hated me. It was selfish of me to learn magic. I knew how he hated magic, but I still learned to use it anyways. Magic killed someone that he loved. No wonder he was furious.
Now do we present the bottle?
No.
You're not a selfish person, Celeste, and this proves it!
Thanks for trying to make me feel better, but I don't understand. I don't understand your man logic. It's just going over my head.
Preston, it'd be best to try something else. Alright,
It was selfish of her to learn magic.
do we present the mom?
No, something about how she was making money.
Her occupation.
Yeah, so she can support her
she's-
family. So
Yeah.
she wasn't
You didn't learn magic to benefit yourself, did you? You learned it to save your family after your tavern was shut down.
After COVID. That's...
You're a good person, Celeste. You did everything you could to help your family. I'm sure your father recognized that.
Shut up.
What?
Shut up. Just stop it. Sad and angry.
Whatever composure she had before is slowly breaking down.
Oh no, her women's hysteria is going out of control. I need to deploy my ultimate fact.
Honey,
Yeah?
you gotta read the line.
You weren't there! You didn't hear what he said to me! In his final moments, he could only think of how I betrayed him. I could see it in his eyes! There's no way he would ever forgive me!
Oh, then why did he have this? Take a look at this picture. Take a look at this picture! No! Tyrion, you gotta stop this. Take a look at this picture, Celeste.
What? A shattered bottle? What's under your hand? No, she discovered the corpse. She's seen it. She knows what it looks like. Wait, is that a bottle of lotus juice?
Do you know where I found this?
It was in his dead clutches.
On the floor of your family's inn.
What? That can't be true. I tried to find it here, but no one sells it here in Wivengard.
Your father knew how much you loved this drink. He called in quite a few favors just so we could have it imported for you.
What? He did that?
Your father didn't hate you, Celeste. He loved you more than anything.
That doesn't change anything. If he did all that for me, it was before he knew about my secret. Sad. I'm sure he never would have done that if he knew the truth.
That's not true at all.
What the hell would you know about him, sad angry? You barely even knew him. How could you possibly know what he felt about me? Don't you think I want to believe that he still loved me before he died? But I know the truth. There's no way he would ever forgive me for what I did.
It's not just the fact that he brought the drink or bought the drink for you. It's also where the bottle was when it was shattered.
What do you mean?
Your mother said that the bottle was stowed in her room before your argument, or in her room before your argument. But I found the shattered bottle in the lobby where his body was. I ran into him before I went to look for you. He was going upstairs to his room. I can only mean one thing. He went to retrieve the bottle after your argument ended.
What? Why would he have it?
It's because he was going to give it to you, Celeste. He was going to give you a gift to apologize for what he said to you.
He was going to apologize?
Your father loved you, Celeste. And as tragic as it is, he was going to try to apologize to you before he was murdered. I don't like this. My daughter, working as a mercenary of all things.
Come on, Dad. I kill so many people. My KDA is so high. You know I can handle myself.
I don't doubt it. But you still shouldn't have to risk your neck for our sakes.
I closed the inn, Dad. The government closed the inn. We won't be able to survive unless I do this.
Just be careful, okay? I don't know what I'd do if anything happened to you. No matter what anyone says, you're our daughter. And we'll love you until the day we die.
Dad, how could I ever think that... I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad.
Celeste had barely been keeping it together throughout the whole argument, but her realization is finally causing her to break down. Meaning, argument 1, let's go!
Yeah, we defeated
Let's go,
me.
baby!
Another woman shown logic.
She begins crying loudly as she quickly embraces you in this cold, dark place. She probably hadn't felt warmth of any kind for days. You're caught off guard and feel a little embarrassed, but you comfort her while she vents her emotions.
Damn, girl, you smell like shit.
Dad, let's go! Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I've been thinking such horrible things this entire time.
She looks at you and gives you a warm smile. It's probably the first time you've seen her genuinely smile since this whole ordeal started.
Thank you. But is everything really going to be okay?
I'll make sure of it. I'll get justice for you and your father. It doesn't matter who stands in my way. Even if they're a man, king, or god.
You're completely different now. What happened to the nervous wreck from before?
Please, forget about that.
Giggle, I'm emasculating you.
Anyway, time to take some time to rest. The trial is going to resume soon. With that, you've done everything you can for now. You've learned a lot about what happened the night of the murder. You just hope it's enough. But even with your investigation, you still don't know what the prosecution has planned.
Has Pierce told you all of the details, Mr. Rudolph? Will you remember them?
Yes, I pride myself on my... fuck, what's this word? Eidetic?
Eidetic.
Okay. I pride myself on my eidetic memory.
Reese, have you ever heard of color? Just so there are no misunderstandings. I do not approve of this. You said it yourself, Lady Steelwind. Occupation nobleman, by the way. There's no possible way that I could have done the deed. It has to be the bastard child. We don't know what sort of tricks Ruby Tamora might pull tomorrow. Just see this as a way of securing a just verdict. Yeah.
Would you like to save your progress? Yeah, sure.
Uh-oh! What fiendish plot have these scoundrels got cooking up?
I sure hope the autopsy hasn't been updated. Alright, it's time.
Hello, Cuthbert.
Oh, hi, Miss Tamora.
You're a lot less jumpy than you were yesterday. I'm glad to see that you're finally getting used to things. So, what did you find in your investigation?
You tell Miss Tamora about everything you've learned over your investigation.
There aren't a lot of clues that point to what actually happened.
Yeah, I know a lot of the details about the crime scene, but nothing about the crime itself. This means I'll have to rely solely on pointing out contradictions in the witnesses' testimonies.
Being reactive to the prosecution's moves is a valid strategy. Honestly, I think it was a miracle that you got the commander to cooperate with you at all.
Right, you almost forgot. Commander White appears to really have it out for Miss Tamora. Actually, I wanted to ask about that. Did something happen between you and Commander White? Miss McCoy, please proceed to the courtroom with your counsel.
Let's go, Tyrion! The trial's about to start! You should go. The judge is waiting.
Right. Another secret is left buried between you two.
And buried secrets.
Court is now resumed for the trial of Celeste McCoy. Let us review the proceedings from yesterday. Yesterday, the defense presented some shocking oversights made during the investigation.
Yes, I personally saw to it that the investigation was conducted properly this time.
I see. I suppose that puts my mind at ease.
What is he looking at up there?
Maybe there's like a TV. There's like a really big TV at the top that's displaying everything closer for him.
You watching Breaking Bad? At yesterday's trial, we found an inconsistency between the crime scene photo and the autopsy report. Because of this, the defense tried to push the following narrative. That a third party must have interfered with the crime scene to frame the defendant. Girl, I know this is your first Ace Attorney game. There is always a third party. There is always a second gun. There is always a second hidden room that you didn't know. There's just another thing there.
Sickly, you're so right.
However, the prosecution has discovered another explanation. Because of that, the individual who discovered the body would like to testify as to what he saw that night. His eyewitness account will clear up what actually happened.
Interesting. It is my understanding that the individual in question wanted to remain anonymous.
Supposedly, this witness was within the gallery of the trial yesterday. After yesterday's proceedings, he felt that he couldn't stay silent any longer.
So that's her plan. Why would the witness change his mind like that? Did Steven persuade him? Or is something else happening here? Very well. Let's hear from this witness.
The thing is, like, in Ace Attorney, they draw the judge's bench higher. So when he's got that gaze, it looks like he's just looking, like, out in front of him. But this bench is low, so he's just looking up.
Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. My name is Reese Reginald Rudolph. I'm a chauffeur of the equine
This
variety.
guy was born to be a servant.
Dude, that's Reese Rudolph.
No personality, nothing.
I'm terribly sorry, but I'm unfamiliar with that profession.
He means to say that he's a carriage driver.
I see.
That's what Uber driver means, okay.
But in any case, it is my understanding that you found the body.
Oh, you also deliver food? Oh.
Am I correct, Mr. Rudolph? Rudolph appears to be writing something in a notebook. He writes with incredible speed. His pen only touches the paper for maybe a second before he's filled an entire page. Mr. Rudolph? Forgive me. I was merely taking notes on the people in this room. Taking notes?
The witness has a certain compulsion to keep a record of every event that he witnesses. This won't come up ever, at all.
Yeah, that'll never come again. I see. Then I assume we'll receive an accurate testimony of how you found the body. Actually, I witnessed much more than that. I saw the crime as it was being committed. I wrote down everything that I saw. This is where the game started. I already remember the flaw in his fucking testimony. He said he saw it in a blue light. Impossible.
We saw all the... We didn't press every statement.
We couldn't back then.
Now we can.
What?
We can pretend
That
we
is
don't
quite
know.
the claim!
We can play with him.
If that's true, why did you choose to remain silent until now?
We had initially concluded that the evidence alone was decisive enough. Therefore, we saw no need at the time for his testimony. However, those circumstances clearly changed during yesterday's trial.
There's no way the prosecution wouldn't leverage eyewitness testimony from the start. Something else is happening here. Very well. Mr. Rudolph, please testify to the court about what you saw that night. Witness testimony. I was transporting a client in my carriage that evening. We were driving by the McCoy Tavern when we heard a disturbance. This occurred at 1:28 a.m. We heard the time 1:25 a.m. before, didn't we?
Yeah, that's not enough of a that's not enough of a discrepancy.
Yeah. Worried that something was amiss, I walked into the establishment to see what the commotion was about. There, I saw the defendant. She was lit by the blue glow of the dining room lights. She had stabbed Flintheart McCoy and was channeling magic into her sword. She removed her sword from Flintheart's back. As he slowly turned to face her, she stabbed him again in the front. She soon realized that I had witnessed her heinous crime. She let the body fall to the ground and fled the scene. Incredible! If everything occurred as the witness described, then I see no room for debate.
Of course, the evidence has always been irrefutable.
You don't remember seeing him when you left to look for Celeste? Oh, yeah, you don't remember seeing him, but it was pretty dark. Celeste, did you see this man that night?
No, this is my first time meeting him. And I didn't see him when I ran out of the tavern that night.
So he has to be lying.
Does that mean he's the one who killed my dad? Angry!
She tries her best to hide it, but you can sense her restlessness. It's hard to say right now, but it's definitely a possibility. The defense may now begin their cross-examination.
Honey, kill this guy.
Alright, we just want to go immediately to the blue light?
Yeah. Let's go to the blue light disco. That's an Australian thing.
Objection!
Objection! Mr. Rudolph, you testified that you saw my client murdering the victim. And you supposedly saw her casting magic while doing so? Yes. I could never forget such a grisly sight. The moment was burned into my memory.
We're killing you so hard we made a prologue out of you.
I see. Well, it's funny that you say that. How so? Because your entire testimony was a complete lie! What?
Are you accusing the witness of perjury? Surely you know that such accusations can't be made lightly, Mr. Cuthbert.
My accusation is far from baseless, Prosecutor Steelwind. Take a look at this report. The dining room lights are artificery devices that are powered by an arcane power cell. However, that same arcane power cell was broken during the time of the murder. The dining room lights had no energy, and the room would have been pitch black. The witness couldn't have seen anything, much less a homicide. Wait, I can explain.
There's no need, witness. You could have easily seen another source of light. Perhaps one of the McCoys lit a candle because of the blackout.
Witness clearly described a source of blue light. A candle or lantern wouldn't emit a color like that.
Then the witness was clearly mistaken.
The witness records everything he sees in his notebook. He even remembers the exact times that each event occurred. So why would he be incorrect about such a clear and obvious detail? No, what the witness saw was clearly some form of magic. And due to the lack of power, it couldn't have been artificery. It must have been an arcane spell. That's it. What is it, witness? I must have made an incorrect assumption. Please allow me to revise my testimony. What do you think of this, Prosecutor Steelwind?
If the witness wants to revise his testimony, then I see no harm in obliging him.
And you, Mr. Cuthbert? If he thinks he saw something different, then it's only fair to hear him out. He'll tear through each of his lies no matter what he does. I remember now. Yesterday it was revealed that Flintheart was killed using magic. I must have seen Flintheart's daughter channeling a magic spell. The spell was called Mageblade, am I correct? That's it, the blue glow that I saw must have been created by Mageblade. I see. So the blue light that you saw came from the defendant's magic. Mr. Cuthbert, you may proceed with your cross-examination. With pleasure. Easy,
Let's
easy
kill
layup.
him. Let me show you what Mageblade really looks like, and then you cast Mageblade and fucking kill him.
Mr. Rudolph, you don't know a thing about magic, or you don't know much about magic, do you? Of course not. Are you trying to say that I should have recognized Celeste's Mageblade? No, I admit that you probably wouldn't know about Mageblade.
Mageblade!
That's exactly where your mistake was! My mistake? Mr. Rudolph, if you were aware of how Mageblade works, then you would know that the spell emits a yellow radiant glow. Which means the blue glow you saw couldn't have possibly been Mageblade.
Take that, DM! Take that, DM! This is ridiculous. I'll grant you that the witness clearly remembers seeing a blue glow. But what significance could such a minor detail have?
It's extremely significant, Prosecutor Steelwind. If the witness did see a blue magical glow, then he must have witnessed another spell at the scene.
Preposterous! You don't have any evidence to back up that claim.
That blue light made a large impression on the witness. He wrote it down in his notebook, and he specifically mentioned the color. There's no way he would be mistaken about something like that. So what did you really see, Mr. Rudolph? Did you see my client at the scene casting a spell that she couldn't possibly cast? Or did you see another mage at the scene? Well...
Your Honor, the defense has no right to accuse the witness like this.
Let me remind you that perjury is a crime, Mr. Rudolph. If you are found to have lied in your testimony, you will be prosecuted. No! Wait, please!
Now that is quite enough of that.
Oh! Oh! Garrick Pierce suddenly steps down from the gallery and walks to the witness stand. He's breaking every possible rule in the book, but no one in the room moves to stop him. The bailiff looks to the judge nervously, but the judge just narrows his eyes and carefully watches Pierce. Pierce, meanwhile, shoves the still flustered Rudolph off of the stand and begins addressing the courtroom. What is he even doing here?
I want to stand by while you harass my servant. Pierce, we discussed this! There is no need for you to take the stand!
And what, pray tell, did they discuss?
Nonsense, I have nothing to hide. If you had done your job properly, I wouldn't have needed to intervene.
For the first time, Steelwind doesn't seem to have control of the situation. What is the meaning of this, Miss Steelwind? Who is this man?
This is Garrick Pierce, Your Honor. That is Lord Garrick Pierce to you, Steelwind. I am the honorable heir to the Pierce noble house. In any case, I must apologize. I'm afraid that these misunderstandings are entirely my fault.
What do you mean?
You see, Rudolph wasn't the one who witnessed the crime that fateful night. It was me. I was the one who witnessed the crime. I had my driver report the body so that I could remain anonymous.
What? You're saying that you had Rudolph lie for you?
I simply dictated to him what I saw and had him repeat that to law enforcement. It simply wouldn't do for a member of the nobility to appear publicly in court. Simply.
So true, so true. Lord Pierce! Regardless of your intentions, this is a very clear act of perjury! From the look on the judge's face, you can easily tell that he won't face any actual consequences.
Ha ha ha! Aha! Hey. Oh, we understand Phoenix, right, game? I understand, and I will accept the consequences of that. But it would be remiss if Rudolph's shoddy testimony allowed that girl to escape her crimes. Please let me testify as to what I saw that night.
Very well. This is highly irregular, but I believe the court will benefit from hearing your testimony. However, know that this misconduct has hurt your credibility.
Very well. I shall take the -10 credibility score. On the night of the murder, I found myself unable to sleep, so I went on a leisurely carriage ride around Cornhaven. I happened to be passing by the McCoy Tavern when I heard a loud commotion from within the building. Furious, I stopped my carriage and took a single step inside the establishment. That is when I saw the scene inside. I saw the defendant stabbing that poor man twice with her sword.
Garrick Pierce, he's a member of the nobility.
That means that he's probably a mage, right? And he's the only other mage that was there that night. Does that mean...
There's no doubt about it. He's the only person that could have left a trace of transmutation on the body. He has to be the mage that we're looking for.
Sad angry.
Sorry, this must be a lot for you right now.
Don't worry about me. Focus on taking him down. How will you fight the fop boy?
Alright, should we start just pressing him?
If you want.
Dude, this song though rules. That seems like a strange way to pass the time. Not that you believe him for a second.
The witness's eccentricities are beside the point. What matters is that he was clearly at the scene. I wouldn't quite put it that way. But nevertheless.
Alright, let's press him on the commotion he heard. I'm guessing this commotion was the argument between my client and the victim.
One would conclude that, yes. As we all know, both of them became quite loud during their argument. It's not unreasonable to say that the witness heard them from his carriage.
Alright, true, true. Alright, let's press him on this. If he was at the tavern entrance, that would mean he was here. See map?
Crime scene map.
Yeah, sorry.
Updated.
Yes, thank you.
Garrick Pierce claims.
You saw the entire scene from the tavern entrance. It would be quite dark considering that the lights weren't operational, even if my client was using Mageblade at the time.
Ah, of course, I'd forgotten that detail. I couldn't see what was happening, so I used my magic to illuminate the scene.
You used magic at the crime scene.
Yes, I remember it clearly. I conjured a blue light to illuminate the scene. That same blue light must have been what my driver saw.
I thought that Rudolph didn't witness the crime at all.
If I had to guess, Mr. Rudolph must have seen the blue light from the carriage. He must have made that detail a part of his testimony earlier.
That actually makes a lot of sense now that you think about it. Rudolph was so sure that he saw blue light, it would be strange if he was lying about that. But anyway, which spell did you use to illuminate the crime scene?
It was the Conjure Light spell. Conjure Light is a conjuration of incantation. Luxo. Gesture none, duration 1 hour, concentration yes. For the duration of the spell, a mode of magical light appears in the caster's hand. The color of the light is chosen by the caster and can be changed at will for the spell's duration. That's not important. This mode of light will provide illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further.
Aha! Wait!
Mm-hmm.
They are more than 15 feet away. But
Oh,
also,
dear.
wait! It's a conjuration spell, and he's a transmutation magic user.
Well, we don't know that.
Didn't
The
it say
message
arcane
box
art?
is just saying that.
Okay.
Like, it's meta information.
Your Honor, if the witness used magic at the crime scene, then I'd like for his spell compendium to be added to the court record.
I see no reason to invade the witness's privacy over a trivial illumination spell.
I agree. The defense would need a stronger reason to requisition the witness's spell compendium.
Right you are, Your Honor. No one can see my text box. Your wisdom is truly fitting of your station.
Oh, shut up.
Let's kill him.
Alright, use Conjure Light to illuminate the scene from the tavern entrance. From there, okay. So then we present the map. Because, yeah, that's more than 15 feet away.
Buddy, replaying D&D. And we don't have 5-foot diagonals.
Lord Pierce, you said that you illuminated the scene from the tavern entrance? And you only took a single step into the building.
Of course. I remember it very clearly. I stood only at the entrance.
In that case, I'd like for you to take a look at the map of the tavern. If we take a look at this map, that would place you right here where the W is. Am I correct?
Of course I was. I do not know what you wish to achieve by having me repeat that fact.
Well, I find it interesting that you illuminated the crime scene from all the way back there. Considering that Conjure Light only illuminates an area within 15 feet!
What? The spell's range is irrelevant, it's not. We've already established that the victim would have been illuminated by Mage Blade.
During his testimony, Lord Pierce clearly stated that he couldn't see what was happening. That's why he cast Conjure Light in the first place. However, Conjure Light doesn't work like a normal source of light. It only provides illumination up to 15 feet of the caster and no further. If he had stayed at the entrance, the spell wouldn't have done anything to help illuminate the scene. But what does this mean? Lord Pierce, did you illuminate the crime scene or not?
Well, hi.
I can answer that question for you, Your Honor. Lord Pierce did illuminate the scene of the crime. He illuminated because he was standing right where it happened! Mr. Cuthbert, are you trying to say that Lord Pierce was that close to where the murder occurred? How would that be possible? Well, there's only one way this scenario would make sense, Your Honor. And that would be if Garrick Pierce was the one who murdered Flynn Hart McCoy. Oh, scandal, oh my god.
Hold on for a moment. This is absurd. I could have easily used a different spell to illuminate the room.
And which spell would that be, Pierce?
The name escapes me. I'm not sure which one it was now that I think about it. You idiot!
Well, maybe we can figure it out together when you relinquish your spell compendium to the court.
What? This is a clear violation of my privacy! Steelwind, why aren't you objecting to this? If you had listened to my instructions, you wouldn't be in this situation. You've made your bed, now lie in it. Steelwind, you treacherous.
That's enough! It appears that the prosecution has no objections. With everything that has occurred, I must ask that Lord Pierce relinquish his spell compendium to the court.
Yeah, Pierce's spell compendium. It contains the formulas for the following spells: Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure
Shape
Water,
Liquid.
Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one right there.
Oh boy. Prestidigitation, Evocation, Incantation, none. Gesture, a snap of the fingers. Duration, instant, indefinitely. Concentration, yes. The caster creates a simple and harmless visual effect around their hand. This effect will last for as long as they maintain concentration on this spell.
Dude, this guy's got spells from all kinds of schools.
Conjure Water is Conjuration, Incantation, Acquio. Gesture, outstretched palm. Duration, indefinitely. Concentration, yes. Causes water to magically flow out of the caster's hand. This water will flow so long as the caster maintains concentration on the spell. Frostwave, Transmutation, Incantation, none. Gesture, outstretch both hands. Duration, instant. Concentration, no. Anything caught within range is hit with a blast of extremely cold air. Liquids hit will be immediately frozen, and organic life will immediately enter stages of hypothermia. Shape Liquid, School, Transmutation, Incantation, Figaqua. Gesture, point index finger at the target. Duration, indefinitely. Concentration, yes. While concentrating on this spell, the caster can magically manipulate up to 10 liters of liquid and form it into complex shapes. At any time, the caster can choose to freeze the liquid and solidify its current shape. While frozen, the caster can also choose to make the liquid instantaneously melt. Good job, Tyrion. We got a spell compendium.
With that, this case is as good as yours.
Yeah.
Or is it? She didn't even try to stop you from taking the spell compendium. She wouldn't let that happen just to spite Lord Pierce. She definitely still has something up her sleeve. Your Honor, I've looked at the spells in Lord Pierce's compendium.
And I can safely say I know exactly how he murdered him. So let's just get this over with.
Although, wait, the autopsy said he was stabbed in the back. If he'd shaped the water in the bottle to stab him, that would have been from the front, though.
This is a classic whodunit trick.
Conjure Light is the only spell that he could cast that would shed a blue light. This renders his testimony and many of his statements false. You could practically hear Lord Pierce grinding his teeth. Your Honor, Lord Pierce could very well be a suspect in the murder of Flintheart McCoy. The defense argues that this presents enough reasonable doubt to acquit the defendant. I acknowledge that Lord Pierce's actions are quite suspect. However, I will not pass a verdict just yet. There is much more we need to learn.
There isn't, we know. I see it all in my brain. What? That's not how it works! We proved that there's reasonable doubt. That should be enough to acquit me, right?
In a normal case, maybe, but it's different for this trial. The public won't accept an unsolved homicide involving magic. Unless we can unequivocally prove your innocence, the court will keep drawing out this case.
What? But that's not fair!
That's just how the system works. Our court system doesn't exist to exact justice. It exists so that the kingdom can save face.
No.
However, the court will be suspending the trial of Celeste McCoy until further notice.
We can end this right now.
That is, until Lord Pierce can be investigated as a possible suspect.
Judge, you ever read a Sherlock Holmes book?
Oh!
You ever read like a brain teaser that involves a murder in a sauna? A possible suspect? The very idea of that is preposterous, Your Honor.
Damn it. You knew she was planning something.
Let's revisit the basic facts of this case, shall we? Flintheart McCoy was murdered using a blade with a transmutation spell active on it. Mr. Cuthbert, why don't you tell me the spells that Lord Pierce knows?
Alright. Spells are Prestidigitation, Conjure Light, Conjure Water, Frost Wave, and Shape Liquid. You've realized it too, haven't... Oh, sorry, that's you.
You've realized it too, haven't you? Lord Pierce doesn't know any transmutation spells that can be channeled through a solid object.
What? That can't be right.
Steelwind, you dumb. Huh. Well, you're right. You're absolutely right, Lady Steelwind. I couldn't have possibly committed the murder.
I see. With that in mind, that would leave the defendant as the only possible killer.
But he was the only other mage there! He has to be the real murderer.
But he doesn't know any transmutation spells that can affect a solid object. Can't prove that he stabbed him while casting magic.
Wait a minute. How did he do it then?
She's right. How did he do it? If there are traces of transmutation magic on the wound, then Flintheart was definitely stabbed by something magical. But none of his transmutation spells can affect a steel blade. Does that mean that he used something else? The defense did cast some doubt on the witness's testimony. Nevertheless, I must conclude that he could not have possibly committed the murder. With that in mind,
Shut up,
wait, Your
Judge!
Honor. We still can't conclude that Lord Pierce couldn't have committed the crime.
What are you on about? Lady Steelwind said it herself, you commoner. I don't know any spells that can be channeled through a metal blade.
He's right, which will only mean one thing. You didn't use a metal blade, did you?
Shock! What nonsense is this? Your autopsy report clearly states that the wound was created by a blade. If he didn't channel magic through a blade, how could he have possibly committed the crime?
Yes, your claim seems quite contrary to the facts thus far, Mr. Cuthbert.
Which
Oh,
spell
Lord
did
Pierce.
Lord Pierce use to commit murder?
Which spell could Lord Pierce could have possibly used to kill the victim? Easiest fucking thing in my life. You see, Your Honor, Garrick Pierce didn't kill the victim using a sword. He killed him using an object shaped exactly like a sword.
Shock! What?
I'm afraid I don't quite understand, Mr. Cuthbert. I'd like the court to take a look at Lord Pierce's spell compendium.
If Osama worked here, he would just destroy everyone. Osama is
Pierce-
the Grim Reaper of this court.
He would obliterate them. Garrick Pierce knows a seemingly insignificant spell called Shape Liquid.
Seemingly insignificant shape liquid.
With it, he can control a body of water and shape it into any complex shape he wants.
Yeah, it's a spell almost as useless and stupid as Mage Hand. It's just nothing.
Then he can freeze that liquid, maintaining its current shape. A shape like a sword.
What? No! Is it possible that he...
What do you have to say for yourself, Lord Pierce? Alright, now he just admits to everything.
No, he's gonna say there's no liquid, and then you say, what about that drink that he brought out for his beloved daughter? What do I have to say?
Pierce's breathing becomes more frantic. He's clearly not used to being put in a corner like this. You can see his stress and frustration emanating through the eye of Horus. You have him now. Time for the finishing blow. Yes!
I'll tell you exactly what I have to say, you commoner! I'm not the one on trial here. We're here because that bastard child didn't know her place. She's just a peasant, and she still learned the arcane arts. And look what happened! I saw the murder. I witnessed everything. That girl used our holy arts to murder her father in a fit of rage.
He saw the murder. Well, we already saw him. He said he didn't see anything. Let's see here. Yeah, okay.
Map.
And how, pray tell, did you see everything? If you recall, you testified that you only took a single step inside the inn. But you would have needed to be within 15 feet to see my client with Conjure Light.
This again? You're going to keep treading on that one detail, then I admit it! I stepped further into the inn. I kept that detail out of my testimony. Or because I knew that you'd use to cast suspicion on me.
Lord Pierce! But you didn't just keep that detail from your testimony, did you? You testified the opposite. That makes you guilty of committing perjury.
No! I mean... Ah, you miserable wretch! Perjury by Garrick Pierce. Garrick Pierce has openly admitted to committing perjury in the courtroom. His lies haven't gone unnoticed.
And let's not stop there. For your story to be true, you would have needed to be within 15 feet of my client. According to your testimony, my client had just finished committing a murder. Wouldn't she have noticed you?
Hi.
If you were that close, then you would have surely been close enough to apprehend her. So why didn't you? Don't you have a duty to your citizens?
Shut up! Shut up, you dirty peasant mouth! That woman was armed. I had no reason to put my life in danger.
She was wielding her
She
sword.
was wielding her sword after the murder. I was terrified when I saw her holding that bloody sword. My life was in danger.
Dude, we know that's not true. We got the picture to show that the sword's still in the body. But that can't be right, can it, Lord Pierce? This photo of the crime scene shows the sword that was left in the victim's body. How could she still be wielding her sword if she left it there?
What? Damn you! Damn you! Steel Wind? Why aren't you saying anything? What?
Prosecutor Steelwood has lost her usual air of confidence. You find it strange, though. Even when you had the advantage, she always maintained her usual poise. Lord Pierce! Please, pull yourself together!
How can I remain calm when this charlatan is trying to frame me? This is a complete travesty of our justice system. I came here to reveal the truth and testify against that criminal. And what do I get instead? Slander from some lowly defense attorney.
Alright, what are we revealing, you think?
That he tells lies.
That you committed perjury? You talk about justice, but you've committed several acts of perjury to twist the outcome of this trial. You're clearly not acting in good faith.
You're clearly here in bad faith.
You don't care about justice. You just want to further your agenda. So admit it, Pierce. You created a makeshift sword using shape liquid, and you used it to impale Flintheart. You shoved my client's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it?
If I was a crime investigator in this world, I'd see this exact crime like 20 million times. Like this exact method.
What?
I'm having one of my famous Ace Attorney breakdowns.
Lord Pierce?
My apologies, Your Honor. It's just that I realized something absolutely hilarious.
What? Has he finally lost his mind?
The defense put forward an interesting theory. But there's one problem with it.
And what's that?
I think you said it yourself.
You shoved Celeste's sword into the wound while the remnants of the real murder weapon evaporated. It was a perfect crime, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
You see, it would have been a perfect crime. Because any evidences to support that theory would have evaporated with that frozen blade. What?
Whoa!
Batman?
No! He's right. Use an ice blade to kill Flintheart, it would have evaporated by now. Then that means...
There would be nothing... No, this wouldn't work. There'd be nothing left of the murder weapon. This only works in our world. Spun quite the tale here today. But in the end, you don't have a shred of evidence to support it, do you? And we have all the transmutation magic that's melted all over the floor.
And on the bottle.
You have nothing on me. Isn't there anything we can do?
You become quiet.
Why isn't he saying anything? Is it really hopeless? Tyrion?
But all it takes is one look at the expression on your face. Any words she had instantly disappear. Because she realizes the expression on your face, it's the same expression you made every time you defeated her.
Wait. No, that narration was from her perspective.
Was it? Wait.
Yes.
But no, it's still the narration.
But it's
Anywhere
her
she had-
brain. It's her brain, but we're still referring to ourselves as us. As you
Are you
and
sure
I.
that's not the narrator?
If you're saying that this is a third-person narrator who's pretending to be Tyrion,
I have no idea.
I'm saying he would not say, she's looking at me and these are her thoughts.
Hmm. Alright, well.
What is this? You can glare at me all you want. It won't change the fact that you've lost.
I despise people like you.
Is he?
You twist the system to serve your own ends. You trample on the lives of innocent people. But as long as I'm here, I will never let that happen again.
Naught can remain concealed.
Oh, he's using Yai!
What did I just do? Your head feels like it's about to burst. The pain is unbearable and overwhelming. But at the same time, you feel an extreme sense of clarity. As if you could see more than you could before.
I believe that peasant pushed me this far. I haven't had to use this transformation in a while.
Once again, you see Pierce's thoughts through the eye of Horus. But this sensation feels different from how it usually is. It's more intense and potent this time. It's almost as if you could do more than just read his surface-level thoughts. Empowered Eye! You've activated the Empowered Eye. With it, you'll be able to do more than see the witness's thoughts. You'll also be able to affect what they think about. Project items into Pierce's mind to provoke thoughts from him. What?
Oh no, we established this. We can like read the mind. We can influence it.
Yeah, you'll want to project items that make him think about the murder. Evoking the right thoughts will raise your insight. Once the insight gauge is filled, you'll have everything you need to implicate him. So we're just like sitting there staring at him. It's like, what do you think about this?
Ben. Think about Nab.
Well, the photo I feel is a good one.
Even now, that image is still lingering in my mind. My dark, twisted mind. I didn't expect this experience to have such an effect on me.
This doesn't give you anything that you can use. You should try something else. What about his spell? Garrick, which one is your favorite?
Which one is your favorite? After all the trouble I went to, I can't believe that lawyer figured out the spell I used. Well, no matter. As if there's any evidence to prove that I used it. I'm lucky that old fool had that bottle of water with him.
I got him!
Water from a bottle?
Water from a bottle? Wait, a bottle?
A bottle?! Well then, as riveting as this has been, I believe it's time for me to take my leave.
Now wait a minute, Pierce.
What is it now, you wretch? I'll say it as many times as you need to hear. There is no evidence of a liquefied weapon at the crime scene.
Oh? Then what
What about a father's love for his daughter?
You're right, Pierce. If you did use shaped liquid on a body of water, the murder weapon would have evaporated entirely.
Ah, it seems you've finally gotten that fact through your thick head. Bravo.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Pierce. What if you didn't use shaped liquid on a body of water? What if it was another type of liquid?
What are you going on about?
Pierce, shaped liquid doesn't just work on water. It works on all kinds of liquids. This shattered bottle contained the liquid that you cast your spell on, didn't it?
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
You show him the picture of the shattered bottle of lotus juice. I think I know what you were thinking.
Bottle.
Pierce, I found the shattered bottle on the ground near the victim's body. I wonder what caused it to shatter.
What if you stab someone and you put it back in your body? The perfect crime.
Sickle, I'm thinking of that anime statue I showed you. Aubin, you've seen the anime statue of the dude bending the liquid and it's going up in the air like a lasso? You've seen... It's very old. It's probably been a long time since you've seen it. You must have decided to use any liquid you could find. Luckily for you, the victim was holding the perfect quantity of liquid in his hands.
I know how I'm going to be doing murders in future D&D campaigns now, by the way.
Lord Pierce. If we had someone analyze the broken pieces of this bottle, would we find traces of transmutation magic?
Ooh! You little! That still proves nothing! So, what if there are traces of magic on the shattered bottle? You still don't have a murder weapon!
How was it finished, Pierce?
What?
You see, the liquid contained in this bottle wasn't water. It was soda!
Soda? So, what difference does that make?
A blade of ice made out of water would have evaporated entirely. But a blade of ice made out of soda would leave a puddle of dried residue.
No, it can't be.
I'd wondered why there was such a circular trace of magic under the body. If we checked the element of that trace, I bet we'd find a dried puddle of soda residue. That would prove that you used your magic on that soda. There's your murder weapon, Pierce. And that's checkmate.
Checkmate.
Soda!
Bailiff, tell Orem to analyze the crime scene at once. We must determine if this puddle of soda residue exists. The time window to find traces of magic is closing. So, we had our team search the crime scene for that soda puddle. I really can't believe it, but we've solved this soda puzzle. In fact, the outline... See, this is why you can't rely on magic. Because you become weak in the head, and, like, you're investigating a crime scene, and you think things like, well, there's all this soda residue underneath the body. It's not magical, so who gives a fuck? In fact, the outline of the dried soda lines up exactly with the outline of the trace of transmutation magic, which you would have learned on the most, like, basic of precursory investigations. We checked the broken bottle, too. There were traces of transmutation magic on it as well. There's no doubt about it. Someone used magic on that soda. I see. Thank you, Orem. Please escort Lord Pierce back to the stand. Or should I say, Pepsi Pierce?
What you have to say for yourself, Pierce?
Huh. What do you think you've accomplished here today? Do you honestly think you can indict me? I'm an aristocrat from the highest echelons of our society. That fool of a man was an insurgent.
Sickle, it's a good one.
He was a threat to society, and I did my civic duty by removing him.
Objection!
Bailiff, please escort the witness to a holding cell. Steelwind. First-degree murder is punishable by execution, Lord Pierce. I suggest you remain silent, lest you incriminate yourself further. What? You can't be serious. Shut your insidious mouth! I'm an 18-year-old girl and I sentence you to die! Well, what are you all waiting for? Mr. Electric, kill him!
Yes, take him away at once.
I can't believe it! We actually won! Tyrion, happy, sad.
It's all she could do to hold back her tears. You don't need to say anything. Your face says it all.
Thank you. More than exceeded my expectations today.
Mr. Mora!
I'll be honest. When I realized that the murder weapon evaporated, I thought that the case was shot. Can't believe you were able to turn that around.
It was just luck. If he had used water, we would have been done for.
It had nothing to do with luck. We were able to deduce which liquid he used. Did it just by looking at a few shards of broken glass that had a label on them that told you what the liquid was. You truly are Sherlock Holmes. Skills of deduction never cease to amaze me.
It's not exactly true, but with Celeste there, you can't tell her about your new ability.
You all are quite lively. There's no need for such hostility. Though, I wouldn't expect any less from the Hound of the Eye Taker. Whoa, that's a cool title. Shock. The Eye Taker.
Wait, what did she mean by that?
I like to take their eyes.
I glance at Mr. Moore, but when she meets your gaze, she immediately looks away. She looks like she's focusing.
Thinking of all those eyes she's taken.
Almost as if to protect herself from a certain eye.
I must admit, I was hoping to test my blade against you directly. However, your protege proved to be a worthy adversary.
Thank you?
Is this some kind of game to you? You talk about trials as if there's some kind of competition. Your action almost condemned an innocent woman to death. Our system operates by having two powers of opposition. When those powers are balanced, justice prevails. Make no mistake, your victory today was just our system working as intended. Working as intended. You know very well our system only exists to protect your people. I know.
What?
In any case, it looks like we'll be facing each other more frequently in the future. I look forward to doing battle with you again, Tyrion Cuthbert.
What a strange girl.
Well, that kind of killed the mood, didn't it? Not at all. I think we should celebrate. Oh, what did you have in mind? There's this amazing restaurant in the upper quarter of the capital city. They usually only serve nobles, but they let anyone in if they have enough gold.
Wait, do we have enough gold?
Of course we do. Don't worry about the details. I'll handle everything.
Wait, just how much money does Mr. Moore make?
I imagine she makes a lot as the Eye Taker.
The Hound of the Eye Taker.
The Hound of the Eye Taker.
Yeah, she's working for some mob boss. So I began my journey into the
dog.
world of law and magic. Our justice system is rotten to its core, and I'll have many trials ahead. Regardless, I'll keep fighting on to get justice for every one of my clients. Episode end! Oh, I was like, this is gonna go away. This feeling, I knew it! This radiant soul has finally awakened.
His radiant soul.
I can't believe it, I've been waiting for so long! I can't wait for the day when I can see his eyes draped in agony.
Oh.
The eye... Wait, the eyes? Was that the Eye Taker?
Eye. Agony.
Alright, so that's gonna be where we wrap up for tonight then. I feel like that's a good stopping spot. Don't want to start up a new one and then wrap up. But yeah, so what do you think so far, Alvin? I'm really loving this so far. I think it's great.
I didn't expect it to literally be D&D rules lawyer, the game.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be more like their own take on like a fantasy, but no, it is just like these are.
No, it's
These
just,
are
you
D&D
don't
spells.
have that range. You can't cast that. Fucking idiot.
I'm really enjoying this. Also, the music's fucking great. I'm gonna have to get the OST for this game.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, thank you for joining me tonight, honey. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I hope you all had a fun time.
We're doing this again next week, aren't we?
Yeah. We can do this next
Yeah?
week. Yeah.
Yeah, next week. The murder of Ruby Tamura.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be. We're gonna go there, and then she's gonna get murdered while we're there.
She had something she just had to tell us, but fortunately, someone's going to get to her first, and we will bury her.
But yeah,
That'll be fun.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. That's gonna be it for tonight, and I hope you all have a lovely night, and I'll see you all next time. Later.
Bye. Kiss some dogs.